I'm stunned, so I won't need to do much.
Apologies for the delay. There was something I was having to sort something out.
No, you're good, man. All right.
I'll just be up for the next 600 rounds.
Right, so standing in front of the evil thing.
No one said anything about evil.
The only person who tried to check anything was me, and now I'm on the floor.
Yeah, that seems to happen a lot in this chamber.
Yeah, there used to be so much magic, I get knocked out.
It seems to be every time one of us tries to sort of detect something with our magic, we get
Ambushed or knocked out, or both.
It's like you're like that, and I've just
I was both.
I mean, you guys are in a temple built by genies for a cult of Rovagug. That's a lot of magical firepower loaded in those words.
I'm just loving the fact that at the beginning of this you said, would you rather do this alone, or would you rather have two very experienced professional mages and magic users by your side? Now I'm just thinking,
Yeah, and remind me, how would you fight off those 5 undead genies that fly above the ground again?
Well, I don't know. I seem to be doing all right.
You'd be swimming. That's what you'd be doing.
No, I wouldn't. Why would I? I passed every single check, right? It wasn't even close. I took one of them out in one attack. Nearly took the other one out in one attack. I did take the other one out in one attack. Someone had just done a bit of damage to it beforehand. I'd have been fine.
Benefit of
everything today, I would have been fine.
But you have no way of knowing whether that would have gone your way if you've gone on your own.
No!
Oh, no, not a chance. No, if he was on his own, there was no chance. Sorry, Thyell, I know your scores. I know what you could roll. If they combined on you like that, you would be done.
Okay.
You would have been fucked.
You would have literally been surrounded. Here's the thing. They didn't start their windstorm until there were 4 of them. So they're already reduced in power. And you only barely made the saves. Anyways.
And if you'd have fallen in without Selenia on hand, you would have never almost been able to get all that slime off of you again.
Anyways.
Anyhow, so
drooling.
Eliza is currently stunned. Meredith has made her comfortable because Meredith would.
Thyell is attracted to this stone block.
And she's thinking, if I try and detect some magic here, that's what's going to happen. We can't afford that. Okay, plan B.
Throw in the C4.
Throw in the C4.
That's plan C.
Wait, what's plan B?
Throw in the nuclear weapons.
Let's probably not, because there's not. There's doesn't seem to be anything else alive or undead in here. But let's do a glance around the area with detect evil.
That sounds like a good plan.
Overwhelming evil. You get knocked on your ass too.
Overwhelming evil. The signal seems to be coming from a certain sword.
Nope. You detect nothing.
Can I roll a sense motive check, please?
For what?
What?
Against Vardashol.
No, there's nothing to sense his motive for. He's literally urging you towards the sarcophagus with both fear and excitement.
I know, but I'm starting to think all of this has fallen into place very, very easily. Is Vardashol actually on our side, or is he,
From all the knowledge that Eliza knew and has shared with you guys from the lore that I've revealed, there is no reason to doubt his loyalty. He is Genies do not change their alignment very easily. It is part of their being. And his being was so loyal to his leader that he survived banishment in this form. Like, that's how strong his loyalty to his leader is.
Oh, but who's his leader?
Well, if we go back and read this again.
Let's read this shit.
Nefeshti is his leader, who is the Johnny Queen. A lawful good ruler in charge of the Templars. A Ginny princess.
Okay, that's all I need to know. Okay, I'm going to open the lid of the crypt. Because you said before, I'm not in control of myself.
Yeah. I'll need a strength check from you.
I'm just waiting for my character sheet.
Yep.
Holy God, do you want to take any longer? Okay, the page is unresponsive.
Oh, what do you do?
Absolutely nothing. I'm going to exit the page and rejoin. Hold on. See if that makes any difference.
Okay.
Now my entire computer seems to have frozen. What's this? Try opening this. Right, I'm on the character sheet. I'm on the Roll20 page again.
Okay.
Just trying to load my character sheet up once more. There we go. I do it as a pop out. Again and again. And you wanted a strength check, yeah?
Yep.
Oh, hang on. I need to take that off. I'm not grappled anymore. Okay.
So you roll 15.
Yeah, grappled, I don't believe, imposes a penalty to that.
No, it's a dex penalty, isn't it?
Hmm.
So, unfortunately, you are not able to lift the lid of the stone sarcophagus.
Can I try again?
If it's obvious he's having a hard time, Selenia will go and help.
Okay. Strength checks
Nothing
from
comes
both
out
of you.
that. I was about to say, I hope nothing comes out of that while I'm out cold.
Fine. We'll deal with it either way.
Oh, I hope so.
Oh,
Oh, have you pulled a muscle in your back or something?
apparently so.
Go ahead, Selenium. Oh, there it goes.
Oh god! Oh.
Ah, you guys are just kind of slipping and sliding on the smooth stone right now.
Try again.
How long if they do it? This would be funny if this took a while.
I'll give it one more go.
Give him a hand if you like.
Oh, the bane of all of us, strength checks. Yes, they fucking are.
Well, they were
I'm
when you
not
had a
terrible at it.
well, full strength fighter in the party.
There's going to be a pulled muscle there.
Meredith is rolling fucking shit tonight.
I can't wait to bring my new character in, so you guys can actually pass fucking strength checks.
Well, I've got
I-
a negative to strength. I'm never going to be doing that.
Let's try this a different way.
Oh no no
Uh,
no no
look,
no 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 no
look,
no no
look.
no 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 no.
Look, just have
Halt.
two of you aid another, and then that's a +4 to someone
Halt.
who actually has strength.
Halt and listen. Okay. So, Thyell, you are heaving. Selene is trying to help leverage with her claws. Meredith, you come to try and help. You end up you end up breaking a nail. And you're
Oh my god.
you take 4 points of damage.
What the hell was that?
And
Which
with
damage
that
do I take?
final explosion of strength because you broke a nail, you are able to lift the sarcophagus.
How much? Did I lose some points here? Did I just take
You
off
lost
10
4
damage?
points of health.
How the
Wow.
hell?
Thanks
did
for
you
making
take
it 4, not
damage?
5.
4. It's only a D4.
Yes. Yes, but if it was 5, then Selenia would have taken the damage.
But it's only 4. So,
Points of
so
damage,
Meredith
missed the
just
nail, and I just gone, whoosh.
so Meredith has to deal with
you
a.
took 4 lethal damage from a broken nail.
It got caught on the jagged edge.
Fuck you!
Okay. What happens? What's in this sarcophagus?
Psych, it's empty.
I'm not that
Yeah,
mean.
yeah, but the thing is, my character knows there isn't nothing in there. Unfortunately, she's stunned, so she can't tell you this.
Okay.
Sleeping in
So-
the remains of the Kraken.
When
I'm
you
not going to be happy about that.
when you
Literally
open
sleeping in the remains and viscous and blood of the Kraken.
When you open the sarcophagus, you are all greeted by the sight of the bones of what appears to be an ancient Knoll priestess. You see her wearing shimmering chainmail, a headband, and in her hands the shaft of an immense great axe. Its wide and serrated blades covering where her feet would be. And at the same time, all three of you feel a chill start to creep over you. I need will saving throws from all three.
Resolve.
Now this is considered a new day, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
That's a good thing I did that.
Good thing we did that because that got rid of the problem that was just about to risen its ugly head.
Thyell just feels like the boy who cries resolve at this point.
Is it worth mentioning that anyone within 10 feet gets a +4 morale for versus charm?
I won't need that.
Okay, Selenia, you are just able to shake off this chill that seems to creep upon you. Meredith, you shrug it off with ease. Thyell,
A 21 wasn't enough.
the chill seems to seep further in as you feel your own body temperature drop. But this realization is set aside as Vardashal surges forward in your mind, drawing your attention to what appears to be a very plain looking bone scroll tube peeking out just behind the blade of the great axe, in between this gnoll priestess's ankles.
Okay. Do you want partial?
What do we do now, Vardashal?
The scroll.
I'll undo the scroll and read the scroll.
Okay. Let me find where that description is. Okay, so you pull out the scroll and you open it. And all you see is a single rune.
Okay, which is?
You do not know. This rune is something that is unlike any rune you have ever seen. Does not seem to come from any language. You know nothing about it.
Vardashal, what does this mean?
It is safe.
You said we're
Can't
safe.
do any.
He said it is safe.
Oh.
If we can't do anything with it now, if that isn't clear, then at least let's make sure nobody else can find it. Take it with us.
Does he want us to take scroll
Ian,
case?
Ian, can you stop eating your microphone, please?
Does it does it want us to take the scroll case? Or does he want us to put the scroll in the case and leave it encrypted. Is that what he means by safe?
No, he wants us to.
Vardashal only cares for the scroll.
Oh, nice to know I mean nothing.
Compared to the scroll, absolutely.
It's just what he wants us to do. I get that Father Shaw says it's safe, but what does he want us to do with the scroll?
I guess that's my choice.
Guess it is. I'm trying to sort of like fathom it out with you, but
I guess this scroll is to be kept safe then.
guess so.
Alright. Do you do anything else in here? Take anything else?
What was the other loot? Some shiny armor.
Any ideas on what we go on,
a-
where to go next, what we do next?
So
A scary act.
there's a scary axe, a headband, and a very shiny set of chainmail.
And based off
Thyell
off
will
the
look
drop-
at the axe because he's intrigued.
Okay, it's a very large great axe, and its blades are serrated.
Do a lot of damage.
pick it up and murder your friends and find out. It might ask you to.
Good point. Good point. What about the chainmail?
It's
Do I
very,
notice anything looking at it?
it's very shiny, very well preserved, and has a silverish tint to it.
Probably magical. Will probably fit if it doesn't constrict and eat you. Probably
No.
not.
And I'd like to check it was magical, but I would rather do that
Send his
upstairs.
best skill to do so.
I'd rather do that one upstairs.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll take these 2 bits and pieces, Ian. Pathrax. Oh, look, here's the ice cream van for me.
Live to see Monday.
And further proof that Thyell is 10 years old.
As if we ever needed that.
Anyways, you said you were taking the other items?
Yes.
Okay.
Including the headband.
The scroll, the armor, and the axe.
That leaves the headband and a corpse. And now that the axe is out of there, is there anything else that was obviously in there that was potentially below the axe blade that couldn't be seen?
No, there's nothing else there. So, does anyone take the headband? Or the corpse?
I think it's safe to leave the corpse here, but the headband.
Well, I mean, unless you want to throw that in the slime.
I mean, you've got a point. We could do.
Maybe we could write on a bit of parchment and just leave a little blank note in there going, "Fuck you."
Haha, we beat you to it.
Yeah, that kind of thing. You want
Yeah,
the
just
scroll?
make it into a
Yeah,
scavenger
the
hunt.
scroll.
Send them somewhere else.
Yeah.
Leave another note for them in the other place.
If you want to find
Probably
the
not
scroll,
either.
you need to take a boat far from here, the land of distant promise. The demons run.
I have just the book for that.
Look, you've got just about the book for everything.
And them up
The
top.
book's called Pathfinder.
You've probably got a book that tells you which books to that tells you what things do what. So
Send them to the world's hole or whatever it is up top.
Okay.
Well, if somebody is going and looking in there, I will take a step over here so I can see if I can better get a view around the corner.
yeah, I'm gonna go this way and have a look and see what's up here.
Say she had a headband on her.
Yes.
There was a headband.
Has it been taken?
No.
I just take it.
I already have a headband, so I'm being good.
Okay.
Meredith will take it to have a look at it.
All right. So, Meredith, you are looking at this headband, and Thyell, Selenia, you both find yourselves in the beginning of what appears to be a tangled network of twisting tunnels. Hold on.
Maze of caves.
What's the betting that one of these tunnels leads to that tunnel there that was on the floor above, like not the floor above us, but the floor above that one? There was that thing that was in the way and we couldn't get through. What's to say that one of these tunnels is there?
So, the tunnel, looking down these tunnels, you can see that they are lined with burial niches. Some contain bodies that are no longer human. You can tell that they once were, but they have been warped. Some are twice as large as the average man. Some have additional arms. Some have bestial features. Some are completely undecayed and remain beautiful. Some even handsome, even after their untimely death.
Yeah. Thyell's out. Thyell's leaving. Goodbye. We've got what we came for. Everybody get out now.
I have to say I'm not complying. I'm not going to comply with that.
I'm pretty sure 10 minutes has been up, Charlie, and you're okay now.
It's been about 4.
So the answer is no.
Okay. Bye, Eliza.
And even though I'm fairly sure with what you've said about your character so far, that's not something he would consider.
Intact dead people. No. Big no. Let's get out of here.
But not in the case of leaving me behind.
I'm going to just, Selenia, Meredith, we have to go now. Like, right now.
What did you see? I won't argue if there's
Dead bodies. But they're untouched. God knows how long they've been down here. Judging by the dust and the cobwebs, and no one set foot in here in a very long time. The body should be the bones by now, not to mention the bones of obvious humans that's been warped out of shape by something. We have to get out of here. I don't like this.
We've already faced a bunch of illusions down here already. Are you sure that this isn't another one?
I can't be sure, but if it's not, we're all in danger.
If it is and it's hiding something else, then we could still be in danger. Do we really want to leave this in our back, especially after we've been in here and just taken this scroll?
That's all we need. That's all we came here for. I've told you this scroll is more important than anything. We have what we need. I'm going to sense motive, because I don't know if Selenia or Meredith are being controlled or not, because this is not like them. There's danger and they want to stay.
Europe's holding the headband.
I will be right back.
Welcome back.
It's like everyone's just buggering off down the corridor, and I'm just
So,
unconscious.
Selenia wants to get a look to see what's terrified.
Okay, so again, this is something that you saw down your corridor as well. So you see.
I missed that. Okay,
Yep.
I didn't.
So both you and Thyell saw this. In both corridors, you saw burial niches with these obviously altered humans.
And the detect evil on it shows probably nothing.
Correct. There's nothing here.
Good enough. Good enough.
I'm just taking the headband and putting it in my bag for later.
Okay.
And she'll go back to. Make sure that someone's at least with her. Well, we do sort out what you're doing.
I'm back.
Okay.
Welcome back.
So yeah, Pethrax, Selenia was curious as to what I found down there.
We addressed that.
Okay.
We're all good. Now we wait for everyone to wake up.
Okay.
Wait for everyone to wake up.
So, you guys pass the next, we'll give it about 5 minutes now. And Eliza slowly regains her senses, and after that intense mind scouring.
Yeah. Just that mind obliteration that she just went through.
Yeah, so kind of come to see that Meredith, as Eliza. Oh no, isn't that nice to wake up to? What's
Just
happened?
smile.
What happened?
Oh, I think that whatever magic is down here wiped you out whilst you were detecting it.
Yes,
It's happened before.
Yes, before I went out, there was something inside it. There was like some magical items in there. I saw 3 different auras. I think abjuration and necromancy, to count 2 of them. There was also some
Interesting.
necromancy around the actual sarcophagus. And then another aura, one I'd never encountered before. It was that aura that, well, left me as I am now.
Interesting.
Possibly the scroll. There was an axe, some armor, a headband, and corpse.
We have
Wait.
those items, and
I pretty much look with an odd eye. Wait, you opened it?
Yes, Thyell was trying to open it. We needed to find the scroll, and it seemed logical it was there. So yes, we did.
An area that was completely coated with necromancy, and you just went and grabbed and opened it. I do worry for that man.
We did not know that.
Yes, I suppose so.
now we do. I'm a little uneasy about what we have.
What did you find there? You said there was some items?
Thyell! Start trying to call him around the corner.
I'll put my hand in the bag and I'll pull out the chain and say, headband is one of the things we found.
I will
Going to check on it later. I don't think we should do any more detecting down here.
The magic itself, the thing that, it seemed to come from the coffin. I think I should be safe if I'm not aiming at it.
I was a bit wary of doing it myself. I didn't think 2 magic dealers out of action was a good idea.
You thought well. Anyway, may I?
My guest.
So I'm going to scan the headband for magic.
Okay.
Knowing that I already knew its aura, so I'd probably be just doing a spellcraft to see what it is exactly.
Yes.
So ability. Oh no, skills. If my D20 actually sometimes loads it. Okay, so standard spellcraft. 20.
Okay.
Oh, I think. I think we got some.
You. Is it a spell? It is a spell. You are not able to determine what it does, but it is the transmutation aura.
Yeah, I just go. I can't be sure exactly what. I can't really determine what it is, but I do know it's got quite a amount of transmutation contained within it. S-
We'll
Uh,
have a look at it later.
yes.
Maybe between us, between both our powers together.
Sometimes a transmutation could refer to maybe some kind of physical enhancements, but obviously, probably just from the shock of coming round, I'm not really able to pick it up.
I'll have a look at it later, or
Were
you
there other
can.
items you said?
There
The
were
axe, I believe.
there were these two items. There was this axe and this chainmail.
I will check them both in turn. So, axe first.
Yeah.
Pathrax, you alright with that?
Yep, go for it.
Okay. Natural 20. And I'll do the
That'll work.
spellcraft for the other item. So this will be for the chainmail. That'll be a 25. So at least we get to know what the axe is.
Hopefully.
I got a nat 20. I definitely would have identified the spell.
Um.
At
So
least I'd like to think so anyway.
that's the funny thing. That is exactly what you needed to be able to identify the axe.
Jeez.
This is a great axe of life stealing.
Oh.
Oh,
It's one of your
lovely.
necromantic auras.
Yep, I think I figured. And I'll just go, well, I think I now figured out what the necromancy aura was from.
So
from the axe.
it's
What is it?
it's the same as the sword of life
Oh my.
stealing, but it's a great axe instead. So there you go.
Let me just get a view on it. Oh. It's actually worse than that, Jack. So upon a critical hit, you gain temporary hit points and bestow a negative level on your target.
Oh, Jack.
Just a quick check. Pause.
Not quite. It's not
Oh,
guaranteed to
maybe,
do so. It's not guaranteed to do so, and the effect it has on both
Thing.
parties is temporary.
So yes, you have identified that, and the chainmail is a simple +3 mithril chainmail.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that's better than the
Where's
other
Thyell
one.
gone on the map?
He buggered off somewhere. Or he accidentally deleted himself. Both are just as likely.
I'm right above Meredith, right next to Eliza.
Okay.
You were inside her.
Don't say that.
How
You were inside
incredibly
who?
nude.
Yeah, but inside who?
This is not that
As long as I
type of
was,
show.
as long as I wasn't inside Eliza, because otherwise that'd be weird.
Oh no,
Well,
I'm stuck in. Oh no, I'm stuck in this
Oh, yeah.
coffin. What are you doing, step bro?
Should have known it was going to be George. What are you
Yeah.
doing? So wrong.
And then I was like, so, I can't detect any majorly magical properties, but I do think that that is a very, very high quality of mithril chain. Certainly better than what I've got on me right now. There is one other aura that I did know, and there was another necromancy, and it came from the coffin itself.
Could it have been this, perhaps? And I'll show you the scroll, but I won't let you touch it.
Um, I will do a detect magic on that too.
Nighty night.
Yeah,
More
goodbye.
sleepy
I was
time.
going to say,
And
Meredith gets behind you to catch you.
yep, Eliza, unfortunately, you are knocked stunned for 5 minutes this time.
At least I know where it came from.
You fall down, and Meredith just goes, "Whoop! Here we go again, my darling."
I'll just shake my head. I guess the scroll was what was causing her to go all funny, I guess.
Normally, I would have
does
thought
bring
that
up
you'd have a
another
slightly
question.
stronger reaction, but oh well.
Taking another look at the coffin and the corpse in there and doing a detect evil again to see if something is waking it up.
Nope, there's nothing left.
Now you can all have a sit
There's
down, have a
nothing
little chat
left,
while
or
I.
as in the corpse is gone, or that there's nothing, no items.
There's no items, the corpse is there, there's no lingering presence or anything.
Okay.
Whew, okay.
I can just imagine the Thyell's just going to use that as like a look. Don't annoy me, or I'll get the scroll. Do you want me to go and get the scroll?
Yeah. Do I need to go and get the scroll again?
Just no.
Yeah, just run away.
Well, no, I'll just use like a
Pethrax,
cloak of wings and just.
Pethrax, can I have a quick chat in private if you have a moment?
Okay.
I have an idea. You might like it, you might not. Obviously, Thyell's leaving the party after the end of this session. Maybe. I'm
Anyway.
If he doesn't, would it be okay for him to leave on the premise of he is alongside Vardashal? He's going to become the protector of the scroll.
That's not possible.
No?
Nope. All will be revealed shortly.
Oh, okay.
So, alright, back we go.
Where both of them scored, and then was it they both scored against Germany?
So, 5 minutes pass, and Eliza, you again come to your
Liza her
senses.
feet again.
I just go like, okay, I'm not doing that again.
Oh, she was just.
I'm just going to look at you, wave the scroll in your face. You sure?
I'll just put.
I'm going to give him an evil look.
I'm just going to chuckle.
Laugh it up.
Just put my hand on your shoulder and go in a sort of really nice way, and sort of go, "Please don't do that again."
Oh, believe me, I won't. What is that?
This is the scroll we were looking for.
Not whatever it was
Within the
we were
soul?
looking
Have you
for.
looked within the soul? Oh, within the
Mhm.
scroll?
I don't think we should be doing anything right now. Let's get it out and then we can ponder how we can find out what it is, just so that we know what we're looking after.
Yes. Is there a way forward from here? I don't really want to jump over the pits of slime if I can help it.
Personally, I think that's the best idea we've got.
Well, yeah,
There's some
possibly the best idea with this.
There's some very well preserved corpses on both of the paths ahead.
Well-preserved corpses.
When we say well preserved,
How long
they
has this
look
place been abandoned?
they look as if they have. They look as if they haven't. They are not even dead.
You know that the what was it? The Great Genie Wars were centuries ago.
So I'd be like, it's been centuries since the Genie Wars, the Great Genie Wars. How could they not be dead? Like bones, even, at best.
That's why I say we should leave this place.
Personally, we should investigate further. What we don't know could get us killed. Especially if we go back to Calmoraine, say this place is clear, and there's something hidden right beneath them.
If we left and went to Kelmoraine, at least the scroll would be safe.
Personally, nothing from any of the ones from Kelloraine should not come down here in the first place due to the effect the illusion would have on them.
But some
I
will.
think if we do get back out, I think Selinia is right. We need to shut that trap up. Door.
Okay.
It's got to go. It's got to disappear. So no one comes down
And
here.
warn the princess of the danger here.
You all remember your common sense kind of speaks up and says, "This is the house of the beast, the most notorious evil den of evil in the entire region.
Yeah.
People don't
They're
come
not gonna
here."
wanna come back. No.
I'm all for clearing upstairs out, locking the basement away, going back and saying that house has been cleared. It's Rovagog. Stay back. Sticking away from it. Nobody goes near it.
Yes. Quite frankly, I don't want to deal with corpses that still look alive.
And we can even tell her that there are corpses in the basement that are still whatever. We've shut it down. We've closed it off. We're telling people to stay well away from that place.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, if it's possible to knock the structure of the house off the top of it, just so that the basement remained and there's nothing on top, get rid of the house.
Yeah, destroying the structure
destroying
the entire structure is not going to be something you guys are going to be able to do.
No. That would require a dedicated amount of manpower and a lot of engineering.
I'm shooting hoops about how I see it. I'm not saying that's what we can. It's going to be a doable thing. I'm saying that's how it should be.
Right.
Just leave the outside looking like it's mounting.
Just let Thyell loose at it. He'll tear it down.
Well, no. Knowing Thyell, he'll get his sword stuck in a wall and a bit of the ceiling will fall on him.
I mean, I've taken everything else down so far.
You know, technically you required a DC 20 strength check to pull your sword free, but I just gave it to you as enough time would have passed that you could eventually have worked it free.
It'd be fun if you tried to work it free and it just broke in half. No!
Anyways, so you have your items, you've cleared this pit. Where do you go from here?
TFO, I think.
All right. So you're going to go.
I have an interesting question to see how well this will work.
Okay.
Before everyone crosses, Selenia would like to try and see if she can get out first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because getting out might be easier than getting in.
Absolutely. So for this one, all you would need to do is launch yourself forward enough to spread your wings. So just a nice, easy strength check.
Which we can't fucking save to save our life.
This one's a pretty easy one.
Even then.
Don't know about that one.
Yes, there's no such thing as an easy strength check.
Yep, that's
Hopefully
perfect
that
enough.
easy.
You are able to launch yourself out of the archway with enough clearance to spread your wings and take flight.
What was the DC? Like 10?
Yeah.
Probably.
Alright. Then the rest of you wish to jump at the stones again?
Yeah.
Acrobatics checks.
Fuck it, let's get this over with. I take it you're in... The air ambulance is in position to carry me off to safety should anything stupid happen.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm on it.
You're not airborne, you're not an ambulance.
Meredith, you're able to make it across.
Right, here we go.
Eliza is able to make it across.
I rolled a fucking 2. I was so close to fumbling.
Thankfully, there's no fumbles in skill checks.
Oh, so it would have been impossible for me to fail it.
Give Thyell a chance. Give Thyell a chance.
Thyell's, he's going to stop as he's about to walk through this door. And he's just going to look behind. Vardashul, is there anything else I need to worry about down here? I know you've got the scroll and that's all you were after. But do I need to worry about this place?
You feel nothing.
And the Kraken
Again.
bits get up and eat you. Probably not.
Fine, I'll just put it back down again.
Alright. Make that check.
And Thyell falls and the slime eats him and the scroll.
Fairly sure he has an acrobatic. If he has an acrobatics of 10 plus, he can't possibly fail this.
Give Thyell a chance.
He's
Thyell.
dex base or in strength as well. You should be fine. See,
Yep.
he's fine.
So you are all able to safely navigate your way across the stones and to the staircase.
It's just I've seen far too much Jakeshi's Castle in my youth to not see where that could have gone.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
we'll
What are we
need to
gonna
take
do?
a 15-minute break here, and we'll resume from here. Oh, that's wonderful. All right, so you all successfully...
Something called the Lyra Building.
By building Walmarts everywhere.
Build a wall? What?
Valid success. Alright, so you successfully navigated the stone pillars and got back to the staircase, made your way back up to the wonderful, restful park. Do you continue
I'm
onwards?
assuming there's no way we can. I'm assuming there's no way we can close the trap door from the way it opened up. Or is there any way we could at least bar these doors from our side?
You can certainly bar the doors from outside. You can maybe try and maneuver one of the stone benches to
Yeah,
block
that's what
it.
I was kind of looking at.
Yeah, it would take...
That requires a strength check. We're not so good at those.
I'm not going to call it a strength check. For the...
A feat of a test of courage.
Determination.
Just as a measure of time, for the sake of brevity, we'll just say it takes about 20 minutes for you guys to maneuver this awkwardly curved bench down the straight corridor, around the corner, and end up blocking these doors.
Probably not going to make a difference. Doesn't hurt to try.
Yep, so...
Unless somebody gets stuck.
Alright. So you have essentially blocked the doors.
More prop them shut, but yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, try to barricade them up. Yeah.
It'll keep the little things from trying to get in or out, but anything big ain't gonna slow it down.
Yep, so... Alright, do you continue onwards?
I mean, unless we're gonna be splashing around in the water, I don't see why. Or if we want to see if there's any
I just want to go. I just want to go. I want to get out of this place. We've been here for far too long.
Let's just get out of there then.
Yeah, we leave.
Given how long we were the gap between playing, I'm trying to remember what our original mission was. It was to kill the Carrion King or to stop the Carrion King.
Yeah, we
Initially,
already
correct?
completed our original objective. We was just checking everywhere
Yeah.
out to make sure there was nothing still left.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Vardashal spoke up, and you found a scroll that, so far, you know not much about, other than it's incredibly powerful.
Yeah, other than it makes me have a dirt nap.
All right, so you make your way back up the final set of stairs.
Oh no, there's an ambush.
There we go. All right.
Right.
Oh Jesus.
Ambush!
So,
Go ahead, George. Set the stage.
yeah,
for this one.
where's the actual piece? Have you thrown it onto the GM layer?
Or for you? Yes, there you go.
Yes, excellent. Okay, I just need that as a reference. So, as you guys step up out from this entrance behind the throne, you see a figure standing in front, very casual, seeming to just be waiting for you.
Oh, now who might you be?
Are you in your natural form or your disguised form?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, sorry. I'm in the. What you see is standing fairly casually is a. It's a gnoll, looking in a kind of long robe, I guess you'd say. Yeah, it's a gnoll in a long robe. However, it doesn't. It's they don't have a weapon in hand, and they don't seem to be aggressive. They're just standing there.
Thyell, I'm going to step foot in front. What do you
Wait.
want?
Why, hello there. I guess I should introduce myself. You
That
see,
would be a good idea.
well, what is not quite what you get. Well, my name, you might have heard of me. I am in a. Fuck. What's the pronunciation again? What's the pronunciation again? I can't remember how it's pronounced.
I'm like, do you not know your own name?
No, Perfrex. What's the exact pronunciation? I can't remember.
Sometimes, Jack.
Okay, so in your current form, and I'll blow that up, you are Rakova.
Right. Okay. Nice. And then, yep. Yes. This visage you see is Rakova, Lieutenant of the Carrion King, Priest, etc., etc.
So you're with the Carrion King then?
No, I'm not. You see, as I said, this is a visage. I am my original form, and you see like half the face flicker to a more humanoid entity, not gnoll-like at all. And before it flickers back, I am Zed. I have been working for a long time to stop the Carrion King, and more importantly, take certain items of his possession away from him. And I feel that you may be able to help me in such.
Voice cut out.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Mike, you piece of shit.
That's what he actually says in character. Doesn't
Where cut? Where'd it cut?
I think it was personal items.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to relieve the Carrion King of some possessions of his which may be dangerous, and I think you will be able to help me in this endeavor.
And why would we trust you?
Ah, I see my
We should
name.
at least hear what these dangerous items that they speak of are.
I'm listening.
Well, I mean, I see my name means nothing to you, but
Can I do a knowledge check to see if I would know of it?
Which name?
Rakova.
Your
Is
your
that like
name
a
your name
hobby?
doesn't do your name doesn't do justice considering the amount of gnolls standing behind us ready to ambush us on our way out.
Okay, so hold on. I'm sorry, I was getting this token set up. George, did you reveal your actual name?
yes,
Okay,
yes,
so
I did.
Zaphayid, if you will all go to the lore channel, you will see that that is the name of one of the Templars of the Five Winds.
What?
Ah,
The Templars?
I see you have heard of them.
Yes, I am somewhat familiar.
Then you will know that I am no friend to these. I am just.
That cut out when you just said you're no friend, and then boom.
Yeah, I am no friend of the Carrion King, and I am merely trying to help. So, if you could pass me the scroll, take it somewhere where the Carrion King can never get away from, far away from this flame.
I'm sorry, but I believe that I am probably the most suited to take care of this scroll. No offense, but I have one of the original Jinn alongside me. I am in possession of Vardashal working alongside him.
I
If
do.
if Vardashal believes it is best, then I would
Perhaps
maybe
this
relinquish the scroll. However, without Vardashal's approval, this is his mission. This is his task. I could not possibly give away this scroll unless it was by his wishes. No
perhaps
offense.
this is a discussion best left for us for for when we are all outside. Because surely taking out an such a dangerous item now, when you're still in the midst of Knoll territory, would not be the most safe or wise.
For you, perhaps, but I am more experienced and skilled than any of you, and I think.
We have just met, and we're still in territory that is unfriendly at best. And if you do know your way around here, and if this area is safe for you, please escort us to safety. Then we can finish this discussion.
I can, but I must have one request. There must be appearances. I'm sure you have no wish to fight your way out as much as I do. So, if you were to just sheath all your lovely weapons, I will escort you as a prisoner, if you understand my meaning.
A little charade for everybody else, I take it.
My
I am going to do a sense motive on that. That's
Yeah, me too.
as convenient
That's
as all that
very
is. They are still a
In the
stranger in
amount
this
of
area.
combat we've been in, there's no way that I would just take him entirely at his word. At least
Okay.
with a little bit of scrutiny.
Feeling the same.
All right. George,
Dang.
you have the sheet, so make a GM roll for bluff for me. Everyone else can make sense motive checks.
No
Right.
good, so don't worry.
Okay, let me
only person who might get it is
Bits, pieces.
Thyell's
Thyell.
the highest at 27.
Do I?
Does Vardashal say anything of this? I'm guessing he can hear this as well.
Okay. So, you all are a pretty mistrusting lot, but he's one of the original Templar of the Five. He's Zephaid in the flesh. You know, he's the representative of the West Wind. You know they cannot die because they're tied to Nefeshti, who is a great genie noble. You know, well, Eliza knows from the Song of Edrehu that their mortality comes from a wish that Nefeshti cast, stating as long as they retained her favor, they would live forever. The fact that he's still alive means that he has not lost her favor, so he's done nothing that would betray her. He's just trying to help you through this situation.
Yeah, so perhaps.
And Vardashal is just shocked that Zephaid is alive.
Well,
I don't.
let's say we agree with you. Let's say we agree with you. You're immortal, yes?
Yes.
So if I rendered you into several pieces, the rest you would live to feel it all. Do not betray us. And I'm gonna push this button.
What button?
The tactical nuke button.
Oh Jesus!
I'm gonna go alongside this just because I want to do something badass like this too. I'm gonna sheath my weapon. I'll put my weapon away, but just know I could draw this in the blink of an eye, and I could probably rend your head far from your shoulders. Let's see if I look like an absolute twat or not. I have okay intimidation, so.
It's like that. I can do it as I can do it as a performance, so I never have to worry about that.
Not bad.
I just go like, I should warn you, my music.
Hopefully that complements Selenia's. That complements Selenia's quite nicely.
Well, it probably makes her look stupid.
You don't see any change in the disguised face at all. You just he'll just turn to you and go, "So there is an agreement?"
There is, and I'll sheath my sword.
Having already sheathed it.
Yeah, we're not so.
Okay.
You're not so. He's not so good at this.
As soon as I saw a knoll in front of me, I'm pretty sure it would be very, again, self-explanatory that I would have drawn my weapon.
Yeah, but you just said you sheathed it as part of an intimidation check.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'll sheath my sword as I said that.
Okay, cool. Then, if you could have all your weapons away, then we can. I can take you to a room away from all the others, and I'll gesture for them to be.
While they are gesturing and moving away and doing all this, I would like to do one of my nice, nifty old paladin abilities called Sense Evil.
On?
It's an AOE.
You!
Okay.
It's an area, so it would be the cone in front 60 feet.
You see an evil presence in front of you, but it's not. It's not.
Fair, with some of the stuff you've done, I'm surprised you haven't been changed to evil by now.
Yeah, look at you. Sorry, that wasn't supposed to happen. I stay behind you for a reason.
So I'll handle this, George. Give me just a second.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll leave it.
Sorry, I just finished eating a jalapeno popper and had to kill the spice for a second.
Wimp.
I call them jalapeno poppers, but they're made with ghost peppers, so shush.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah, all right, fair enough.
Really a a chili, a jalapeno.
Oh,
It's more
now
just,
No, ghost pepper is more death than a pepper, but you know.
I mean,
more
it's
just
not a
buying-
Carolina Reaper, so.
Isn't that essentially just buying a packet of, yes, I'd like to have pain and masochism, please.
Yeah.
No. Even masochists don't play with Carolina Reapers. Because there's no safe word for that.
I'd love to try one.
How much Scoville is one of those then?
Oh, I think it was like a few million? Hold on.
Nope, I know that there's some products out that are like you can try.
Okay,
Challenge
so the
with.
Carolina Reaper by itself, just the pepper, is 1.56 million Scoville units.
Hot.
That's the kind of thing that you don't even need to.
For reference, a
you don't even need to
jalapeno.
chop it. You just need to tap it on your ingredients, and that's more than enough.
For reference, the hottest level a jalapeno reaches is 8,000.
How many Scoville units did you say the Carolina Reaper was?
1.56 million.
Okay, so that's nothing compared to the Dragon's Breath. Dragon's Breath is a chili pepper cultivated officially and tested at 2.48 million Scoville units.
Yes, that's not really something that's edible, though.
Yeah,
And
that's
that's,
not.
Are we gonna
that's
keep?
the second hottest chili on the
I
record
mean,
after Pepper X.
no offense, but we're gonna keep comparing chili dick sizes.
Yeah.
You know, just,
If you're ever in a dick
Yeah.
measuring contest with a chili, then we really do have to wonder how you were born with the world's cruelest handicap.
Anyways, so, Selenia, you detect evil, and you do detect the aura of evil about Zaphid, but you remember this exact same aura from the old man that informed you of the House of the Beast. The old wandering monk.
He was a genie, weren't he? I remember because I identified him as a genie.
Yes, you did.
Is anybody else got anything to do, or is everything just died out?
I think that's it. I think we're following him now.
Remember, I was all I would have said is, didn't we get given this task by a genie?
Yes, we did. He never told us he was one, but I was quite sure he was. Because of the power of an illusion he had on him to disguise his appearance as a wandering monk. The kind that you'd only find on extraplanar beings.
now, if you could please be quiet while we move through here. I will make sure that everything is quite all right, and we can go through without issue.
You best.
Um,
And then I'll stay in front of him and let him lead me.
I'm going to try and hold Thyell back before he wanders too far away. I will say something quietly, but I expect suspect that it's going to be heard anyway. He's not to be trusted, and then I will slowly walk ahead as well.
I'll walk side by side with Selenia.
Well, what's going to happen is going to happen. No use worrying about it now.
Exactly.
What do you believe, my dear Meredith?
Anyhow,
Since
so
we've come so far, that we may as well just continue.
yeah, so the disguised Zeophid will will lead you off through the gods here. We'll say words in common to all the various individuals that are encountered, specifying that they are special prisoners and that they will be dealt with personally. And any questioning looks are quickly dealt with. Now it's the best room. We will lead through into here, I think. Where these stairs
Go
are.
this way.
We said outside.
Okay, so Rakova leads you down the right side. Now, Rakova, you are in front of them, correct?
I would be. I would try and. I would be behind them because, like that, because yeah, their whole impression of keeping an eye and
Got it.
that kind of thing.
I'm not going to keep my back to this one.
You literally said you walked in front of him.
No, I walked up to them,
All right.
not in front of them. But if
As I said-
if they're making this a requirement, then that's something else entirely.
As I said, I'm walking side by side with Selenia the entire time.
Okay.
Yes. So. Yeah, we'll lead down this way, and actually, we can go up the stairs. Actually, it's pretty easier that way.
Who's this?
All right. So you proceed through, and as you pass by, you see 4 carrion guards positioned by the pillars, and 5 of those hulking monstrosities waiting along the curve of the stairwell. Hold on, gotta move some things.
Jesus, there are so many of them.
Well, to be fair, we were having to deal with essentially an army. We were just more of a surgical strike.
A surgical nuke. Thyell was there.
All right, you make your way up the stairs
Yeah.
and find
Yeah.
Thyell was a scalpel attached to a chainsaw.
you find another group of gnolls looking more like battle priests awaiting.
As we get up, I will turn to these priests and just and say to them, go down and wait there for me.
They kind of shuffle and look at each other, and then kind of push their way through the group and head down the stairs.
There are.
Hmm?
I'll then turn to the rest of them as we exit from the stairs, and those last have gone down. I'll just step forward and just turn and go. There are no more guards here. Is this sufficient enough for a talk, or must we go to somewhere else?
We said outside,
I would like to get this matter settled quickly.
and I would like to get this matter handled safely. We said outside.
If you must be so insistent.
I'm afraid I must.
That is fine. I'm sure that you know the way.
Actually, I don't.
The stairs going up.
That's why he did that. It's because you don't know your bloody way around here, do ya?
Alright,
Okay,
so
okay.
the people that actually paid attention, being
And up there.
Selenia, Eliza, and Meredith, you have pieced together that you can exit through this way that leads to the Salamander Caves, or you can go up the stairs and out the front door.
So
Let's go.
Go up the stairs and out the front door, personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. This item is of value, and he can't risk the others finding out about it. I'm sure we will be safe on our exit. I'll bring up the rear.
And I will go first.
Okay, so you guys, hold on, I'm gonna have to adjust this.
Yep. Get rid of that drug addict.
A drug addict that saved your life on multiple occasions, I will think.
Alright, so you guys exit the stairs and find yourselves again at the ground floor of the temple.
must we literally set a foot out onto this sand, or is this again sufficient?
Once I can see the sun, then it's sufficient. And I will step out of the front door.
Okay.
An entire legion just there, just javelins ready.
I would like to keep myself between close out of line of fire. But, yes.
Better?
So, listening very, very carefully, I will ask the question again. Ask the question again. What are your intentions for this scroll?
I will take it to a place of safety. Another plane, in fact. It will be far safer from the clutches of any more followers of Lovergug than it will be staying in this desert land, and particularly carried by, no offense, mortals.
You say carried by mortals. It's carried by a mortal and his immortal. What was it? It's carried by a mortal and a Templar of the Five Winds. You fail to remember I have Vardashal by my side.
It
But
must
you'd like kind of whisper to Meredith, like, don't, well, and a reborn sister, but oh well, minor details.
your
Very minor details.
your Templar is a fraction, a mere part and fragment of soul trapped in a blade, I assume, since I see no person around you.
Well, he's gotten us this far. Thanks to
And
Vardashar, have the scroll.
and I can get that scroll farther away and in a far safer place than you would ever be able to.
What proof?
But
What proof
exactly,
can you give us?
That I am a Templar, that I am working against them, or that I am a Templar?
that A, the scroll will be
That
safer
the scroll will be
with you,
safe.
Can
and
you
B, that
promise
you are who you say you are.
Well, first I guess I shall drop this, guys. It has rather run its course. Yeah, I'll drop the disguise. Let me just. There we are. And you. So I drop the disguise, and you would see. Let me just get this right. You would see a Johnny with red hair and a scimitar at his side.
And still detecting as evil, of course.
Yeah.
You already knew that.
Well, I trust this is sufficient for my personal confirmation. I mean, perhaps your fragment can confirm that I am who I am. And can you promise that you can always keep that scroll safe on this plane with you? Is that something you can be certain of? Because I think it is a bit bold of you to ask a promise of me which you could not promise yourself.
Not at all. First off, I can tell that, well, frankly, that you are evil. And I have some trouble trusting those that are evil, because evil has a tendency to lie to get what it wants.
I mean, you're true in part. I have been lying for quite a long time. I have been in disguise next to the Carrion King to destroy everything that he has and remove his possession.
Then why didn't you do all of this? Why didn't you fetch the scroll? Why didn't you kill the Carrion King? If you're this all-powerful Templar of the Five Winds, then why did you not sort this mess out?
Because the Carrion
Why
King
did it fall
is,
to me and Vardashal?
because the Carrion King is smart, and that passage you are in was warded against Johnny.
Well, he seemed to fall by my blade. Therefore, does that not mean that I've proved that I can keep things safe?
You've
That I
proved,
can defeat the forces of evil?
you've
If
proved that
you
you're,
couldn't kill the Carrion King, and
you've
I
proved,
can,
you've proved that you are not a Johnny. That is what you have proven. That since you can enter the passage where the scroll
hold
was
on
kept,
1 second, guys. I'm being summoned. One moment.
Yeah, trust me,
Sitting
no
here
rush.
listening to all of this, I'm thinking
Yes, Dad.
he was sent by a genie to kill the Carrion King. Now we have another one. Wanting the scroll.
You know, am I the only one who's actually really looking forward to Thyell being retired?
Well, I'm not entirely sure he actually killed the Carrion King solo. I'm sure we actually lent a hand somewhere along the line.
Not
Hmm.
to mention, I'm fairly sure a good portion
It
of the
was
damage
about
was done by
80% Eskarn.
so it weren't even him.
Yeah, it was, yeah. I mean, I'm right in remembering that we were given this job by a Johnny.
And I'm fairly sure you guys wouldn't have known it was a Johnny at all if I hadn't picked up on it. So he
exactly,
would have
but
had no bloody clue. He would have, if that weren't for those, he would have only killed the Carrion King and come back.
the point I'm trying to make, that Johnny that you picked up on,
And I was only
gave her this
suspicious
job.
of that because there was a slight wavering in his illusion magic that allowed me to pick it up.
Yeah, and he said, "Go kill the Carrion King."
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Football. England are 3-0 up.
I know they are.
Which explains
All
why my
hail-
dad is very silent, Jack.
All hail King Harry.
Has anyone put on any Oscar-worthy performances yet?
Oh, probably.
Maguire's back, which is why I'm not surprised.
The odd rolling around.
It's always funny whenever they do these little tackles. It's like the little they fall over like a snipers in the stadium and roll around like agony on the floor.
I
And
know.
then the
And
medic
then you've
taps
got
it, and then they go bounce straight back at the cup. Sorry, piss off.
South Americans are the best at it, though.
and then you've got rugby players. They get their nose broken, blood pouring out of their face. They still get up and keep going. And then they shake hands with the person that broke their nose and went, "Good game, mate. Good game."
Jack, you know they can't actually stay on the pitch if they've got a blood injury. You know that's against the rules.
Charlie, you've broken up. I can't hear you.
Have you ever heard of the term blood substitution in rugby?
No.
Anyhow,
If you
shall we
have
get,
any blood injury, you get off the pitch.
Anyway, moving swiftly on to what I'm surmising. I'm not trusting the Johnnies at all at the moment. We had one ask us to do this. We've got one asking us to get the bloody scroll, and now we've got another one saying, "Can I have the scroll?" I feel very tempted. Give him a scroll that's not a scroll.
So he'd probably easily enough be able to know if it was the real one or not.
No, that's the problem I've got with it. That's my flaw.
Yeah, because I got knocked out when I tried to figure out what it was. He'd be able to withstand it, no problem.
Yeah, he could read it.
I'm gonna sort of like draw Vardashal and hold him in my hands.
I want to know what that scroll says. I want to know what that scroll is.
What do you think, Vardashal? This is, after all, your mission. You had me collect this scroll. You've worked with me this entire time. What do you think?
The scroll is safe. Save it. Nefeshti.
As you heard, the scroll is safe with me.
No one else heard anything, by the way.
No.
No, just so everyone knows, no one heard anything. You just see Thyell hold up the sword and say that.
We're more
Okay, fair enough.
Everybody around you is more likely to think you must have been fighting harder than we thought, and you're kind of losing it.
Those tentacles really slapped him upside the head.
Oh, and also the was it the lust demon that diseased him on the way? Like, I think he's starting to break.
Well, if I'm sure you believe that it is safe with you, but how much do you know about it? I mean, you have been told, presumably you have found
How
it.
much do we know about you?
No. He's asked a fair question.
You know more about me than you do about that scroll, I'm certain.
I know this scroll relates to Rovagug. I also know that it has a very, very strong aura of necromancy, meaning possibly revival type shit. Meaning it's probably a scroll that's going to begin a resurrection and revival of Rovagug. It carries a single rune, which, yes, you're right, I cannot read. I do not know what the symbol is. But
It's not your sister twice flat on her ass.
I
And
know
you've
the
already
scroll
admitted
is
to acts of
immensely
deception.
powerful.
You've already admitted to acts of deception. How
Well,
can we trust you?
well, I mean, one thing I can say is that from how your friend speaks, it is clear that you, in fact, know nothing about this scroll at all, because what your friend says is wrong. The scroll that you hold in your hands was made by a very powerful wizard. In fact, if my memory serves, the scroll itself is called the Scroll of Kakishon and was made by Nex, a very powerful wizard. It is not necromantic. Robagug merely has it due to its immense power. Or well,
Okay.
or should I say, the supporters of Robagug. They're priests.
Okay. So, Eliza, Meredith, you are both trained in arcane magic. Selenia's divine. So, Eliza and Meredith, you would both recognize the name Nex as the name of the god wizard that still lives and rules the land south of Olomarain, the country that you are currently in.
Wait, Nyx.
And
Ruler of... Oh, God.
you both, and Eliza, with your basic knowledge as a bard, you would know that actually,
Cut out. Sorry, I didn't catch any of it.
yep. I need you to give me a knowledge. What does it say? Come on, where's the DC? A knowledge arcana check, and you must roll for this one.
25. Still rolled the bloody 10, naturally.
That works. Okay. Here we go. The name, the Scroll of Kakashon, clicks something, and your bardic.
I do not hand over this scroll.
Oh, hold on.
Thank you for cutting off
What then?
my information. You shut up.
Okay, so you know that the rune is typically like the runes of power used by the nation of Nex, God King, God Wizard Nex, 2+2, and it is actually it is a rune of disguise. It hides the true contents of the page, but someone with a gift in magic could pierce this obscuring rune with the proper spells, or if observing it in a reflective surface. And this specific rune, again, symbolizes the obscuration of a realm called Kakishon. It was a place. And it said that this realm was created by Nex as a secret hideout, or possibly as a retreat for personal endeavors. If the scroll can be properly accessed, it would become a map that could lead to this realm. And with your check, you also remember one final piece of information. That there is a legend that claims that there's a mind-boggling hoard of treasures including a number of Nex's own creations hidden inside this realm. One of them being a weapon of immense power called the Fire Bleeder. A fiery falcon that would allow someone the complete and total control over the element of fire.
You probably say, my goodness. That was created by King Nyx. That rune you were talking about, brother, that might be an illusion rune to conceal what is actually beneath. And if my memory serves me right, to another realm created by Nyx himself.
Containing weapons or immense power. Yes, which is why it should not stay on this realm.
The kind of things that these were items created by Nyx himself.
This is Nyx's scroll. This is Nyx's scroll. And Nyx
the
still
realm
lives, yes?
connected to it.
Scroll City is Nyx. You're right, Liza. It is very powerful.
Then perhaps we should find a way of making an audience, getting an audience with Nyx if this is theirs to begin with.
I doubt you will find that an easy task, particularly considering that
No.
this place.
Never said it would be easy, but that if they are the owner,
Or
then
necessarily
it
a
makes
wise
sense to
decision.
consider them.
One of the political atmospheres that is currently going on is that the god wizard Nex is currently embroiled in a war with his neighboring country and King Geb, and has made no secret as to why he's in his war. It is for expansion. And currently, he's held at bay because he himself has no desire to go to the battlefield. But there's nothing that would ever indicate that he would stop expanding should he win this war. And you are their northern neighbors.
Not the nicest guy. Not the nicest guy, but I'm curious to hear what the Jinn has to say about this approach.
Now, pardon me interjecting here, Selenia. If Nyx is hell bent on conquering land upon land, country upon country, and he's currently being held at bay at the moment, if he knew we had that scroll to that realm with those weapons, might you be tempted to take that, tip the scales in his favour? Get hold of that he has locked away? Our friend here has a point about if it's that powerful, it not being on this realm. The question is which realm and who guards it, that we know it will be safe for all eternity.
Well, if you want something eternal, then someone immortal is presumably the best choice. And surely,
Yes, but the worst choice would be to give it to someone evil. Who we could give you the scroll, you could use it, and then you could become one of the most powerful beings to live. You'd be immortal with the complete control over all fire, all things fire.
One thing, I never told you about the fire bleeder.
Oh, I thought you.
Nope. I just told
My
you
bad.
that Nyx's personal items were there. I never said what they were.
I thought that's what you were talking about.
Nope. Not even close.
I'm just saying, if there's something powerful there, he shouldn't have it. So,
and
I would then say,
if
yes,
one
someone
thing,
immortal should guard it, not someone immortal who could use it.
It is still under its. I presume it is still under its room of obscurance, and if I have the skill to remove that, I cannot say until I would try, of course. But why would I try?
Power.
He might risk losing favor, which is the source of his immortality.
Yes, there is little point in power if I die before I can use it, and I'm sure that I would, as it is said, not gain much favor from that act.
Then I have an alternate proposal. Help us protect it. That way you're still keeping it in favor and you're making sure it's out of the wrong hands.
What, I follow you around like some paid mercenary? If I'm paid. I can take this
If you-
scroll to a realm uninhabitable by almost everyone and dump it into a lake or something, and have it never be a problem for
Well,
anyone
we
again.
could take the scroll and dump it into a volcano, which we actually encountered on our way here. That would be fairly safe from most things, and as you said, it is obscured, so the likelihood of it being found in the next 1,000 years would not be too great.
Eliza,
We'd make it a problem for the
as
next
Selenius
generation.
says this, you are reminded of a few denizens that currently are able to live in lava unimpeded, and the fact that lava poses absolutely no barrier to magical detection compared to the
I
forbidden
will just
spells
speak up,
that were in place below.
Yeah. I will just speak up. Actually, there are denizens that can live in the volcano. And if they have magical protections, lava is no more barrier than the air we're currently around.
If you think a scroll by the god wizard is going to be destroyed by a bit of hot rock, then I think you are greatly overestimating your own.
I didn't say destroyed, I said sealed up.
I think a different realm is a far greater seal.
I am unfortunately
I would not disagree. The problem is, all right, perhaps this. What if you were to bring us to this other realm and we were to dispose of it, or at least one of us?
That is, I could be in agreement of that. Your scroll carrier, he has the shape of Vardashel, or as he claims. He would be agreeable if he didn't mind going just the two of us. I would dislike to be outnumbered, for as much as you do not trust me, I think the fewer people who know of these locations, the better.
That sounds agreeable by me.
Of course.
George, what are you doing with your microphone? It's really annoying.
I'm not fucking doing anything to my microphone.
Okay, there's some really like loud sound coming through for me. I don't know if it's coming through for anybody else or
powerful static burst every so often.
yeah.
For fuck's sake. Yeah, I'm like literally I'm literally not moving or doing anything, and it just randomly fucking static bursts. I think I just need a new microphone, but I can't get one right now, so hey ho, here we are.
Yeah, I figured that was the case since you said your microphone was going bad, so.
Yeah.
So you're agreeing to take Thyell with you to the other plane where you said other things wouldn't be able to, where most other things wouldn't be able to survive.
Or at least to a plane where it would be difficult to where it would be difficult to access without the proper materials. And to put it in a place hard to access even within that realm itself. I mean, if you want to be the one to go and take this scroll, be my guest. But I think your friend here seems to not want to let it go lightly, and I know I will travel with one only. Secrets are better with fewer, as I'm sure you.
I mean, I have no problem with Thyell going, but what about your people, Thyell? What about your village, your...
I would not ask him to stay there permanently. This would merely be for him to know that we have put this scroll away. I would then bring him back. Do not worry.
No, that's a good point.
Don't worry, Meredith. There is a Regency Council that's currently with the village. I'm sure a little while longer won't do the village harm.
But that's not such a bad idea. I could go. I could go and I could watch the scroll.
Well, people still need you, brother. We can't just leave them.
No, because if this scroll is used by the wrong person, then it could mean more for everyone, not just our village. I will go, and I will stay until I am satisfied that the scroll is in no danger. And once I am assured of that fact, then I will return.
I will ensure
Safe,
that
Right,
Firefid, can you guarantee my safety in this realm as long as I am with you?
I can guarantee that it is difficult, as I do not intend to go to a realm that is peaceable, for that is a little too easy. But I can make sure that you are as safe as I am able to make you.
I'm going to look to Meredith and Eliza here, and are you aware of anything from the legends? I know there's different things for Fae and others about a djinn and its bond. Any way to hold it to its bond? And for that matter, is Selenia aware of anything that might do?
I don't know whether I do know. What would we need to... knowledge local? Or religion?
planes, wouldn't it?
Hmm?
Wouldn't it be planes if we're trying to, like, was it a Jedi's bond?
Hmm.
That'd be more the creatures themselves, wouldn't it? And how they
I
function.
wouldn't be able to tell you anything. I don't know any other knowledge other than Arcana.
How highly do the Jinn think of in terms of blood oaths? Blood of a Jinn is much more valuable than the blood of a mortal human.
I'm just wondering because I know that
Depends
if
on the culture of the Jinn, I can't really say. Some may hold it as a secret act, or some just won't care.
I guess it's going to be looking at Thyell. We would be trusting someone we know is evil. We know has used deceit in the past. Once they get you alone, there's no telling what they might do. If you have to keep the scroll safe, you're probably better with us than going there alone. However, anything that would want that scroll would probably come after us as a whole as well. Getting it further away does have advantages. We don't really know if that'll happen. You're currently holding it. You've been given this mission by your sword to protect it. What do you think?
The scroll was entrusted for me to protect. I will go until I am satisfied that the scroll will be safe. Zeophid, how do genies or jinn feel about blood oaths? The blood of an immortal jinn is much more valuable than the blood of a mortal. But with your power and your magic, my blood in your hand would be dangerous for me. I know a lot of beings hold blood oaths in high, high esteem. Are you one of them?
You would surmise correctly. Blood oaths, among many cultures, but including my own, are held to the most highest of honor.
Sense motive on that. Can everybody else do it as well?
I've currently got, from everything I've heard so far, I really haven't got that much of a reason to doubt it. From all the local knowledge and lore and legend that I know, I have no real reason to.
Yep. Same with you, Thyell. You have absolutely zero reason to actually doubt this blood oath from the Johnny.
Then it's settled. We establish a blood oath right here, right now, with these three as witnesses. Then I shall go with you to this plane and leave the scroll and stay with the scroll until I am satisfied that it is going to be safe. Once I am satisfied, you will accompany me back to this realm, back to safety, and then the blood oath will be completed.
But of course, shall I start? And he will draw a dagger and just run it along his palm, and then offer it to Thyell.
I'll take Vardashal out, and I'll do the same.
That's a big fucking sword you're using for a blood oath. Jesus, but I used a dagger.
Make a dex save where he accidentally takes his hand off.
No, I use a wakizashi. Remember, Vardashal is a wakizashi, not a katana.
Still a short sword.
But anyhow, okay.
It's actually still a short sword.
Anyhow, so you cut your do you cut your palm as well? What do you do?
Yeah, I cut my palm.
Okay. Up with the blood dripping down the palm.
Do we need like parchment to do this? Like write it up?
No.
Is that not the way that this works?
You guys exchange the words while clasping hands and bleeding together.
Okay.
I'll need both of you to make fortitude saves versus Thyell's lingering aids.
Fortitude, is that?
That's a joke.
Okay.
No, you say your oath and clasp the hands, bleed together. The blood oath.
I'll start by saying I make this blood oath, and this blood oath will only be fulfilled once I am happy with the safety of this scroll. I shall be protected in the other realm in which it shall reside with me until my satisfactions are met. Once my satisfactions are met, you will accompany me back to this plane and ensure my safety until upon arrival. Once I have arrived back in this plane and I am certain that the scroll will be safe, then the blood pact we make now shall be resolved.
I do swear this blood oath. By my Johnny blood, I shall carry out these terms, or forever I shall lose my favor. It is done.
There's some silent thoughts Selenia has in all this, that there are some holes in the oath, but let's...
There are a few.
Right.
I deliberately left a hole of my own.
It's semantics time, boys. Let's get my magnifying glass out.
It's fine. I deliberately left a hole in that plot of my own.
Well, cool, whatever.
The whole being that once you're satisfied of the safety, the blood oath is concluded.
No.
Does it say that the djinn has to obey? You said everything on there is concluded. So that at that point in time, once the oath is concluded, nothing says the djinn can't go out and go back there because their oath is concluded.
If you over
Who's
the
to
head,
say,
nip back, take what he wants, and there you go.
who's to say that I'm ever going to be satisfied fully with its protection?
That's one interesting point. And
No.
Also,
It's if you're saying-
I stated that he must.
Okay. I need just a second. I'll be right back, guys, and we'll continue this. All right. And we're back. So, Thyell has sworn the blood oath with Zaphid.
Indeed. We have sworn a blood oath.
Indeed.
Are you ready, Thyell?
I would like to try something.
Okay.
Thyell, can you hold this, please? Handing him the electrum torch.
Yeah, I'll take a hold of it.
Is heroism up? In other words, is the torch working in his hands?
Okay, let's see. That's not the right one. There it is.
You need
Beacon
a
of
link?
Truth Faith. Donate toward, So when Thyell holds it, it does nothing.
I was wondering if he qualified as religious faith because of the duty that he's trying to perform.
I am religious.
You are religious, but you are not a creature of strong religious faith. You do not have a feat or trait that reflects your undying devotion, like a cleric or paladin. You are a warrior, you are a leader, you have religion, but it is not what defines you.
I beg to differ on that case. I spent my entire
Well,
life
you're not.
devoting myself to the Lady Asmira.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Pethrax says no, so shut it.
It's true. It's true.
I've got
Not
more of a case to argue that, but that's only in a lore sense, not any kind of mechanics.
Yes, you both have lore ties to the religion, but
we are
not
not of it.
to the mechanic which this requires. Mechanic needs mechanic as stated by the mechanic.
No, that's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Long story short, fun fact: no.
I was wondering if it would protect you. It seems that it might. It will. It seems that you're not able to use it.
It's fine. May I have a moment before we depart, Zaphid?
But of course, I think we should not be too slow. I presume you wish to return to your friends in a fair haste.
Not until I'm aware that the scroll is safe.
But of course.
Eliza, I'll gesture you away for a moment.
I hesitate for a moment, then very well.
Do we do this in private or do we do this here?
Meh.
For the sake of brevity, I'm going to say you're going to do it on your own time.
Own time? Yeah, we'll do this after the session then, Jolly.
All right.
After about sort of 10 minutes, something like that, Thyell and Eliza come back. Thyell looking as stoic as ever. Eliza seems to have been crying a little bit.
Well, she'll be as stoic as she normally is, but you'll notice something else is there.
Yep.
Oh, right.
Back to her.
Are we ready to leave?
Oh, married little comforter.
We are.
I will, then, if you'll take my hand, we shall go.
Take care, everyone. Hopefully I'll see you when I return.
And with a few words and a gesture, they are gone from in front of you.
This will come back to haunt us.
Oh yes.
You're correct. It will.
Have I just killed Thyell off?
Actually, very much so. Hold on. I gotta check that again. That is an adult. Okay. Caster level 7th. Wonderful. Okay. So, this is what happens. I'm going to share this with you guys so you know exactly how terrible my secret roll was just now. And this is something completely uncontrollable by Zaephid as well. Zaephid and Thyell Zaephid uses plane shift, which, unfortunately, due to the nature of spell, he arrives somewhere between 5 and 500 miles from his intended destination. He specifically landed in the lair of a great worm magma dragon.
Oh shit! Oops.
Yeah, Thyell. Up in flames.
Well, at least Jack got to retire his character in no uncertain terms.
For everyone's enjoyment.
Well,
This is a CR20 gargantuan dragon.
Oh, gee, CR20 on its own.
It has an AC of 42, so Thyell would need a natural crit to actually hit the thing, and even then, it has a DR of 20.
Well, that's slash magic. His weapons are magical weapons, so that would bypass it.
Yes. Now that being said, his bite plus 37, so auto hit, 46 plus 21 plus 12 fire, 2 claws at 2d8 plus 14 plus 14, tail slap of 2d8 plus 21, 2 wings of 2d6 plus 7, and his breath weapon of 24d6.
God, I've just seen the superheated special rule that the dragon's bite does additional fire equal to its age category.
Yes.
That's a great worm.
And the magma breath means that the damage gets dealt again for the next 1d3 rounds. And magma tomb. Once per day, it can spit lava onto a target, dealing damage normally for its breath weapon, but the magma cools instantly. It doesn't continue doing the damage, but it does entrap the victim perfectly.
So
as long as the dragon does not use the scroll, it's safe.
What you see is Thyell and Zaephid disappearing. You all are waiting for the return of Zaephid and Thyell.
No.
Which is never going to happen.
No, Thyell did choose those words about feeling that they're safe. They're not coming back anytime soon.
Well, he's kind of right on that.
Well,
I would have.
about 5 minutes have passed, and you guys are discussing how to, return, what your plans are. When Zaephid reappears, However, you see he is currently coated in magma.
Oh, oh god. Whoopsie.
You couldn't have just left them to never know, huh?
Thyell was magma tombed. You're encased in magma.
Does that mean I'm still alive? I'm just trapped.
Let's see. What was your hit points again?
119.
119. Okay. Let's see.
And then you go, not even close. Would it be bad that I took the fire resistance ring?
Just remember, I can use a point of my resolve to stabilize myself at 0 HP.
Only if it doesn't kill you outright, Jack.
Yep. So the breath, which is one hit, does 86 points of damage. Followed by the rest of his attacks, you would be immediately disintegrated. You are stone cold, dead. Han Solo frozen in magma.
Yeah, but Han Solo wasn't dead in the
Yeah.
carbonite.
Semantics. You are dead.
I can be wished back. It's fine.
They have to
Dead.
recover your body first.
Dead.
Body?
You need a single
Yes.
version of them.
That is
Ash,
sure
Oh, sorry?
can you do
scroll
it?
becomes a dragon's treasure.
Anyways, so getting back to Zaphid reappears in front of you, coated in magma, and his final words are, Nefeshti is a cruel mistress. If I cannot use it, maybe you can. And he crumbles to ash beneath the magma, and there lies the scroll again.
No.
It's back. It's not even where we want it to be. I'd want it to be magma worms king treasure.
Hang on. How did he get the scroll from me?
You died. That's how.
He would have had to chisel him out of the rock, wouldn't he?
And you have no idea.
Maybe descended
No,
by
his
it
sleight of
before
hand
we
is
got
actually
to-
just that great
Oh, he nicked it off of.
that while they were teleporting in that brief moment of confusion upon arrival, he nicked it.
What is it? What is the proper title of the item? Scroll of.
Kakishan. I'll type that out for you.
Thank you.
Presumably, you're taking control of it, are you, Selenia?
Also, I would like to say.
After all that, yeah.
Also, would like to say that blood of shit out of bullshit. I rolled like a 32 bluff, like you didn't know shit.
Yeah, his bluff modifier is plus 18.
Yeah, that's
So,
like
Jack, when you rolled a 17, I'm like, you don't know shit. It is literally impossible for you to know shit.
Well, we could have told you that before the check.
yeah. I was like, oh, do you all send someone with you to this realm? I'm like, okay, then sure, let's take Thyell, me and him, let's go.
We all fine well knew that this was a
To be
one-way
fair,
trip.
To be fair, what I was planning to do, if I didn't accidentally get Magma Dragon, was I was gonna wait until he even places the scroll down ever so slightly, then just planar shift him back, and then just be like, "Lol, laters." Because I could do it. It's only a creature touched. I don't give a shit. Like I don't have to planar shift. I can just choose to. But whatever. Hey, it worked out in the end. Hey, again.
Congratulations, George! You finally actually killed one of my characters.
Well, you
And
killed
then no,
you.
you don't get to take my credit. I rolled that dragon up.
Yeah, that's fair. Like,
Don't take the credit
purely
for what other people
was like,
do.
honestly, your death was purely collateral, on my part. Like, I would have quite happily just sent you back to be embarrassed. Like, but death is fine.
Static burst.
What a cliffhanger.
Well, we pushed him off of it, but we
Oh,
also like that we were what was it, Jag? We were saying when you were chatting shit about killing the Carrion King. Remind us, where did 80% of the damage come from again?
Doesn't matter. I killed the Carrion King.
At Gilstein. Well, now
Doesn't matter.
you're not
It doesn't
around.
matter.
Yeah, here's
My
the thing. It
my
does
character
matter
was
because you're dead
No, it
and
doesn't.
we are not.
My
Anyhow,
character was based off of Yasuo. Kill stealing's what I do.
Yep, and you're not here to argue that fact anymore.
That's fine. Yeah, as
Right.
Yasuo, I used to die all the time. It's
I'll be
actually
right back,
very
guys.
fitting.
right.
Yeah, we were just
Alright.
telling Jack about the many, many things I could have done to him using the bardic abilities, but unfortunately he's dead now.
Anyhow, I believe they're planning to head back to Kilmaraine.
Yes.
On the trip back, I will say, for everyone's safety, it's probably best if we don't mention the scroll to anyone.
no. I agree. Scroll.
Okay, so you three head back to Calmaraine. And
Are we going to explain why Thyell's not there and his death? Are we going to lie about that?
Well, we were sent to fight a Carrion King, so
Yeah, but are we going to lie and say
just
he
fell in
fell?
combat.
Scan fell in dodgy
Lava.
slime,
Or lava.
lava, and
well, you all technically don't know what's happened to Thyell. All you know is Zaephid returned, covered in magma, and crumbled to dust under it, leaving the scroll.
And he returned alone.
And then died, meaning he failed to carry out part of the Blood Oath.
Or more.
For all you know, I could still be alive.
That's a new quest arc for.
I would
might
say
then.
that I do have a trait that is intrinsically bonded to a sibling, so I'm fairly sure there would be a slight loss in that connection.
so in all
Ooh,
of
that's
that, there
right.
is a homebrew.
Because I've got the kin bond trait. Which means I have that bond, which means I would have to ask you for permission to take a saving throw. So if I'd lost that connection.
Let's see. You may reroll.
Basically, we could develop a homebrew, the hunt for Thyell, or
Okay.
the hunt for the missing Azuo.
So, it doesn't say anything about sensing it.
No, it wouldn't do. I was just thinking if that was some kind of a fluff thing.
All you would sense is when he traveled, you felt cut off.
Well, that just means I've now got a useless trait that won't do anything anymore.
Yeah.
It'd be like that sometimes. I had a whole feat chain that I didn't really use. Hey.
Yeah, but I now physically cannot use it. Even if I wanted to.
Yeah.
To be fair, it hasn't really helped me. It stunned Thyell both times I used it.
All right. So you return to Calmaraine, and let's just roll this quick. Wrong dice. Okay. All right. And you successfully avoid any encounters on both days by a narrow margin on the second day. And a very nasty one at that.
Right, what would it have been?
Let me.
Bad things. Don't worry about it.
It's what you don't know gets you killed.
It didn't happen, so you don't need to know.
Oh, where did I? Oh, that's right. It was onto the first one.
Is this where you tell me there's another bloody great worm? Just
No.
this was that thing.
Poison worm.
Let's see. What is? Actually, I don't even remember what that was. Hold on. Okay, a schedule. Oh. Okay, why would it have fought? Okay, so you wouldn't have, it wouldn't have even been a fight, technically. Because it is a lawful good creature. Alright, so you make your way back to Calmarine without incident.
I think we should report to the princess.
Okay? So, you all head to Alma's residence and request an audience with her, which is quickly granted after the days that you've been gone. Come in, come in. What news do you have? And where are the others?
The Carrion King is dead. We've taken heavy losses among our friends. There is still great danger in that place. If it can't be destroyed, it should, but it was, given everything that's happened, it's beyond our means at the moment.
I am sorry for your loss, but my heart is lifted to know that the Carrion King is no longer a threat.
The captives we released, did they make it back?
Ah, yes. I do have a note here. One moment. Yes, a few of them have rejoined the construction efforts for the final touches of the town, and a few have joined the battle market.
I'm glad they got back safely. Their ordeal was not a nice one.
So, well, is there anything that you need before you retire?
I don't
At
think
the
there's
moment,
anything.
just time.
Yes, time before we are ready to go out again, and reinforcements, of course. I have to report back into the Pathfinder Society for protocol's sake. Write this up, but other than that, I think, and I don't know about the other two, but I would very much just like to take some while just for the three of us just to stop, take this all in. process.
Of course, of course. And did you find anything amiss in the house, other than the Carrion King?
Well, the house was temple to Rovagog, though that was built on top of or part of it originally was, which was a temple to Lamashtu. We think, like you say, it's an extremely dangerous place. And if it could be removed from the map, it would be a good thing.
There's still things in the lowest levels. Some slime that ate away one of our companions. Protected, covered by an illusion of vast wealth. Fool those into touching it and being consumed. There are remarkably preserved corpses. We dare not investigate that, considering the slime material that was all around it. I don't know what else is down there. We do not know what else is down there.
On the lower level,
We sealed it up the best we could.
As you report these, you see various levels of shock, awe, and revulsion come across her face. And yes, we will post bulletins for any merchants or travelers, and increase the patrols now that their figurehead has been dealt with.
Yes, they will be a little unorganized. Hopefully they will just scatter, but no knolls.
One of the ones that traveled with us that we do not necessarily know all the details to. Do you know if Escons had any family?
I do not. My majordomo might. I'll have to check with him. Is there a reason?
To inform
He is
him
among
of
those that
his passing.
he is the.
I see.
And possibly to return some of the effects before his demise.
We have any of those, or were they all on
The
Thyell?
bow. They were the bow. Oh, yeah.
If they were all on Thyell, they are part of a magma dragon's lair.
Yeah.
Horde.
Oh,
We ain't
yeah.
apart from the fact it's on another plane, we ain't seeing that again.
Like, how much gold's worth of stuff, of like those artifacts, including that +3 mithril shirt?
Probably
Yeah.
a lot of gold has gone.
That is a lot of gold you guys are now missing.
Yeah, the only person who salvaged any of that is me, and I'm wearing it.
Well,
No,
no.
I've got
Meredith's
I've
got the.
got the headband.
Frogs.
Yeah, you got a
Got the
headband.
headband.
Yeah, you got a
The
headband.
headband.
We still don't know what it does.
We don't. I'm hoping that we might look into that later, right? Whilst we're getting out in our home. Should take the downtime to work on that. And the other item which we won't be mentioning. Ask Alma whether the genie has made an appearance again, checking up on us at all. One who asked us to go.
No, the one you've reported, the old monk has not been seen again.
That does not surprise me.
Does not surprise me either. Okay.
Yes. I wonder who he really was.
Huh.
Certainly more questions asked are raised than answers, but, well,
It is a
some
mystery for
mysteries
another
will
day.
always persist, I suppose.
I guess another mystery for another day.
Indeed. Though we
You
probably
need to.
should retire. We should retire for now.
You need to return to your village for some time. Sort out certain
I
affairs.
Yes, I would need to probably oversee the installation of a new head of the village and to formally uh, tell them that
Will you
his
be
lordship
returning to
has
us?
fallen. Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Would once you have done that, would you be intending to return to us?
Yes, I would. I still have much of this world that I still need to see, and I still feel is my calling to be out, seer, rather than. I am, of course, the wind singer, and I go where the wind shall take me, and I still want to return to you.
Would you need it? Would you like company for your trip? I would be happy to come along with you. I'm sure Selenia, if she hasn't got anything else would be wishing to do, would oversee the trip, or would you need some
I
time
would,
by yourself?
I would be happy if you were to come with me. Though this is, you do not have to, though you might get a little bored.
Well, trust me, matters of the court, shall we say, politics. No, it is boring, but I'm used to it. If you know my background, you'd understand. I could tell you that on the journey, maybe.
Thank
Selenia,
you.
would you be joining us, or do you have things you wish to do around here?
I can join you.
I didn't hear that.
I can join you.
Okay. Looks like we're
I
going
would be
away.
kind of taken. This would be probably outside of like the.
Yeah.
Was it the princess? This
Yeah,
would
yeah,
be more
yeah,
of a
yeah.
private discussion.
Yeah. I don't think I've got anything else for Alma. She's asked for some time, and I ain't going on no more missions for a bit. We need to find 2 more people for starters if we're going to go out again. I'm not going to lie.
It would be convenient if those 2 people just so happen to be here.
We're in
I
the
swear.
village, or
I
en route
swear.
to the village, or en route back from the village.
I swear, if Pathfinder or D&D was a movie, you'd have half the main cast dying, and then about 20 minutes later, you'd appear with 2 new characters played by the same actors.
Trust me, that in podcast versions that does happen.
I mean, to be honest, if you've
Really,
watched some films from Eddie Murphy where he ends up playing half the cast, that's probably quite likely.
in fact, it's quite
Mel
amusing when they're doing D&D in a podcast, and the character is being one of the players has 2 characters, and they're both in the scene at the same time, and they get stitched up to have a conversation with each other.
How familiar
It's quite funny.
how familiar are people here with Babylon 5?
No.
Not
No.
very.
Huh?
Good enough.
I'm not hearing anything.
If you're not familiar with Babylon 5, then it's not going to be as funny. It's not going to be that funny.
No, probably not.
There's a parody movie called Star Wreck, which plays on Babylon 5 and Star Trek original series mostly, poking some fun at it. Oh, they nailed the character personality so well in their flaws. At one point, there is an actor that in this, I don't remember the actor's name in this, but in Babylon Babylon 5, they play the character Bester, and in Star Trek, they play the character Chekhov.
Oh.
And that is what's his
You
name?
mean Walter Koenig? You mean
Walter? Walter, I'm trying to remember his last name.
Koenig?
Yes, Koenig.
Yeah, I've met him.
Yes. The actor that plays the same role as him in the Star Trek part of the parody plays the character, the parody Bester in the Babylon 5 segment. So they were doing things along those lines too, where they were playing with that. If you know just Star Trek, the movies maybe a 5 out of 10. You know just Babylon 5 out of 10. 8 or 9 out of 10 if you know both Babylon 5 and Star Trek. They nail so many points. It's called Star Wreck in the Perkening.
Yeah, no, sorry. It's not my field of expertise.
It is hilarious.
Very, very.
Anyways, so you all discuss. Liza, you're going to head back to your town. Meredith, you're going to accompany her, and Selenia, you were going to do what?
I will accompany them too. I mean, I see no reason not to.
Okay.
Hold on, you might have a reason not to. I'm just writing that reason out for you, Selenia.
Road trip.
Hold on. It's Selenia's choice, not yours.
I don't think you. Yeah. Are you
You're
going?
dead.
Are you inferring plot on this, Mister? Not.
Are you
GM?
being the meta pigeon?
Yeah,
Oh,
Go, meta
yeah,
pigeon.
no, you're dead now.
Anyways.
So your part in that has ended.
Okay, so you guys are going to have a road trip to Eliza's hometown, deliver the news.
And oversee that there's the new election, not election, but a new appointment
We
of
will
a new leader.
probably offer her support and help in that process done properly before we can come back.
Yes. Make
Make
sure
some
it's left in good
R&R while we're
hands.
there, because it's away from all of this.
Yep.
And
Of course,
come
I would
back.
make sure that they're set up nice and comfortable.
Of course.
I would give some warning ahead that one of them is a dragon.
You're not going to let on the other one's a kind of dragon.
Well, not if you don't want to show them.
I don't want to show them anything.
I don't want to just show you off like a statue or a toy.
Oh? No. She wouldn't. She wouldn't
I
want
don't
to do
have to be a dragon.
I've only seen you. I was supposed to say Liza would have forgotten that. Actually, no. I've only seen you in human form once.
You don't have to show off that we're dragons. I mean, you can be
It's what's
quite happy in my
I
normal
would send
form.
ahead what you guys are. So whatever you would want to be when you go through that,
I'm Meredith. I'm
as well as your forms as well. If you were to not be human, I would have to. I would probably say ahead. Just so it's not too surprising when a plate mail wearing dragon turns up.
no. Meredith will be Meredith.
Okay. Any other special considerations? Just to make your stay comfortable.
You'll leave it all in your hands.
I'm just waiting for stuff to advance.
Okay. Selenia, what do you do with the scroll? Do you just keep it on you at all times? Or?
It would be key. The thought came of eating it, but I don't think would work well. So it would be kept on me at all times, tucked inside underneath the armor, so it couldn't be seen, noticed, or anything like that. If I can get some supplies to better strap it to the inside of the armor, so that way it's always with me, then that works too.
I would imagine we may
The
well
only way
discuss
you're
what
going
would
to get
happen to
that
it.
scroll off of that dragon is if you had to reach down her armor, which technically you're groping a dragon, which is not a smart idea on the best of times.
Especially a religious dragon.
Yes, a paladin dragon
Yeah.
who's very, very good at using their weapons, which is their whole body.
She likes numbing on things.
Or scratching or tail smacking.
Wing slapping.
Pitch slapping by wings.
Okay. So, do you ever take the scroll out? Do you ever try to investigate anything about it?
Not at this time.
No.
Okay.
Well, no.
Not where there's any people around, in other words.
Okay. So we go through this journey, deliver the news. Eliza, what do you do from there?
So, when we first arrive, I would say that I would need to speak immediately to the Regency Council. Matter of maximum urgency.
And in this village, I will be taking the human form.
This will all be downtime, so there's not going to be much. Oh, I see. So it's mostly to say that I need to speak to the Regency Council, some critically important news. And then once they're firstly introducing Meredith and Selenia. And then I would get to the important news that is my great regret that I must inform them of the death of Lord Thyell Asuyo. Oh yeah, there was actually something. What the? You know, if you're gonna do some of these things, maybe do it beforehand, because this really does.
I've had this idea, and I even mentioned it before we went off to the Carrying King. So this is an idea of mine way before. This is before you were even resurrected, Charlie.
Oh well, I did not know, so this will just have to. Yeah, so to inform them that Lord Thyell has passed away in combat, doing his great duty.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
The
bitch.
new ruler
Oh yeah,
now needs to
typical
be
bloody
permanently-
Thyell.
Yeah, bitch is dead. Now we're in control.
and that a new leader now needs to be appointed. And that as my role, I am not able to do so. And then I would help to oversee the selection before we would leave back again. But obviously showing everybody around and at least showing them all the benefits of our hospitality. And obviously talking their ears off with all the various bits of history that I could think of. And even giving Selenia a look around our religious churches, just to see how we do things.
So Lenny, you'd probably like it because we are a people that worship dragons.
Well, there is a dragon god.
Although Selenia is in human form.
Yes, probably safer for the duration.
Yeah, because it's usually if you have like two cultures and like old feudalist or near feudal or medieval, if you have a dragon, there's only going to be two reactions. Number one, you're going to worship it and throw yourselves at its feet. The second is you're going to try and kill it. And I
Or
don't think
both.
I want to
I
swamp
might do both.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's more the killing itself, which is the worship, rather than wanting to murder you.
So, you report the death of Thyell. The council is convened to pick a new leader because Eliza is not in a position to take upon that mantle.
And even if she would not. Even
Yep.
if she could, she would not.
You spend the next couple of days showing Selene and Meredith around, giving them the tour, acquainting them with your tribe and whatnot. The council convenes and has selected a leader.
Yeah, so obviously before we set off back towards Kelmer, we would all have like a nice big gathering and also a proper funeral celebration for Thyell's passing.
Yep.
Roasting of Thyell.
He is well, Eliza is kind of family, so ties everything in just to give her brother the proper send off that she probably wasn't really able to give.
I know.
Alright.
Not the proper chance to say goodbye there, so had the proper chance to say goodbye here.
Alright. So they have the meeting, the leader is elected, big party for that, and they tack on an extra party for the passing of Thyell. May he long reign in the next world. And by the end of it, you lot are completely hammered. Non-negotiable, even Selenia.
I would
I
want
was
to
not going to argue.
be very careful because I'm in a village and I still have the scroll.
Understood. And yeah, as far as any of you can remember, nothing bad happened.
Is this where we find out half the party is pregnant in the next few months?
No. Actually, all three of you give me a will save real quick.
Is this for the hangover?
No, that would have been a fortitude.
This has got something to do with that picking scroll, I bet.
So,
A will
will
save.
save?
Yep.
24.
18.
Meredith, you remember, at least you think you remember, doing something that you might regret later? But the exact nature of it is such that you... And as far as you can tell, the other party has no desire to talk about it or acknowledge its existence either.
I'm intrigued to know what the fuck she did. With which one?
It's who blushes the
With
heart.
who? Was
Who said it was just one?
Oh, maybe.
Anyways, so finish the parties and head back to Calmoraine.
On the journey, it's that awkward silence. We,
This brings a whole new meaning to the term tamer of dragons.
Alright, you return back to Calmoraine. Another uneventful, transpiring maybe a bandit or two, which easily dispatched by your current prowess.
Huh?
And you're back in Calmoraine.
I will have, if there was a moment in secret at the village, I would have gone and looked at that headband again, revisited whether I could figure out what it was.
Yes, so given enough time, you would have found out that it is a headband of wisdom +4.
Ow.
Is anyone here actually wisdom based?
Not
No.
yet.
No.
No.
The joys of using the arcane. We're charisma based, all of us.
The only divine character is also charisma based.
But a +4
Yes.
headband will be worth a lot of gold. Gold which you don't have right now.
Well,
Yeah,
we used to because every single bit of it was on Thyell when he suddenly became Ash.
All right. So
Oh god, I almost don't want to do the numbers on that.
you return to Kelmaraine. What do you do? What are your plans?
Did we actually get any money or something for completing what we've done?
Hmm,
'Cause I'm
not
fairly sure it
yet,
was
at
insane.
least.
Oh,
Oh.
I would have healed my
Yes,
some damage as
you will
well.
have long since healed any lingering damage.
Probably find somewhere to, get a billet set up. Somewhere to stay.
Well, you do have the mansion, so.
I did not know this.
Oh yes, you weren't here for that. Yeah.
No, I was
Well,
not.
so Alma gave the party the old wharf master's mansion to the party as a reward for liberating the town and helping restore it.
Basically, we live in B5, and it's ours.
Yeah.
Yes, so
Do
you
with
have a
us we
mansion
wish.
in the town. They don't have a renovated map of Kelmaraine, so meh. So,
I'm sure that'll be forthcoming.
yep.
Oh,
So what are your plans? What do you intend to do? You
I guess we'd possibly
Have a drink.
check in
Can
with
you a drink?
Alma to see if she's got anything else she wants us to do. Any other missions she wants us to take on? Otherwise, I guess we're going to start discussing what we're going to do from now on. Are we?
We should probably see if there's anyone in maybe the tavern that might wish to join us.
Oh, yes, that is true. We should possibly consider some sort of recruitment plan.
any further
Maybe
interest in the
formalizing.
skull?
My first suggestion would be on that is to, and I realize this is up to the players in this, would be to stick with those that we already know, in which case we bring up Butter and Winter.
I would trust Selenia's advice if they fought with her in the past and can trust them, then I will trust them.
I would probably, well, I would almost certainly back my my sister in kin. Say, yep, you know them.
And I probably would have heard of them at least when it came to the fact that they run the church here as well, which would also probably raise my opinion of them.
And the other fun thing with that is, at least Winter might know some people that they can suggest to us of somebody who's been very helpful around here. If Winter herself is not going to step up to it, which I completely understand. So there's potential of these opportunity here for the GM to say, "Oh yes, Winter knows someone."
Here, they just happen to be passing through.
Or they happen to have been here for the past however long helping out.
Yes, highly recommended.
Okay.
And obviously the other thing I would possibly do is I would, so I'm now back, I would file a report what we were doing in the mountains,
I'll be back in a sec.
the Pathfinder Society, as per what we do.
Okay. Do you mention the
I wouldn't
scroll?
mention- No, I don't mention that we have a scroll. Meredith realizes that scroll is to be dealt with the utmost of delicacy and diplomacy, and as such, well, she would be keen to possibly somehow find ways to probe the society to see if there's anyone that she could trust might be able to help them understand it or know of it or do something with it. She is not going to want to actively announce it. She will talk about Rovagog, Lamash 2, Knowles.
Okay.
If there's any way that there can be discreetly research on it, that way
Yeah.
That's where she'd go.
So, who's going to do the research or attempt to do the research on the scroll?
I probably will.
You will? Okay.
I'm probably the most suited for it.
All right. Well,
Probably, yes. I would say you probably are the better of the two of us for doing that. But if I can aid in any way, I would.
Of course, I certainly wouldn't say no.
okay. So, I know Eliza wasn't around here for this, but if the rest of you can, Selenia, you can remember, when you liberated the town of Kelmarine, you saved a bard by the name of Feliped. And, introduce him to Eliza, bard, meet bard, share your stories, share your knowledge. You can trust him because he owes you his life, since everyone else who he owed his life to is dead. And actually, Feliped says, after a lengthy conversation dancing around the subject and just literally taking hours to actually get across the message of we want to know about the scroll of Kakashon without ever saying any of those words in any way, shape, or form, as individuals with 3 tongues can do. Feliped actually mentions that there's a man named Rayhan. He's a scholar, a merchant, and a wizard. And Alma is a friend of his. May be useful using that connection to get a foot in the door.
Interesting indeed. Might be worth it.
Need to find a reason why we want to talk to him.
Yeah, exactly.
Scroll. Because I don't want Alma to know we have the scroll, partly because we've been sitting on this for a wee amount of time. Also, I don't want her to want to be the one that says, "It over, I'll look after it."
Exactly.
This is our burden, given to us by a genie through Thyell, and it is our burden to keep until we find whatever it is that we need to do with it. That's how Meredith will say she sees it. It is our burden, given to us by Thyell,
Yes.
via that genie. It remains between us 3 until we find others we can trust.
So, okay. So, do you approach Alma or speak to her about any of this?
Unless, actually, let's take this from another approach. Why don't we see if we can talk to Alma about this merchant mage wizard thing to see if they because we want to have a certain lyre built for us. And use that as a way to
The lyre of building.
You mean the thing we
to
were
have
talking
that as a
about?
discussion.
Oh,
Yes.
yes, that's a good idea.
I'm sorry, you want to build a what?
we're talking about getting using an excuse of having a lyre of building made for us, and I shall post the link into the channel right now so you can see what this thing does. In the hands of a bard, this thing is insane.
Though,
that thing.
In the hands of a bard, this thing is insane.
Funny.
Let's rebuild Kellamaraine overnight. All of it.
Well, Kelmarine is mostly reconstructed already. There's only a few buildings left, and most of them are actually, historical sites, so it takes longer to piece them together, and there's some expansion going on as well. Because it's been over a year since it's been reclaimed.
Yeah.
But you can absolutely talk to Alma about her friend, Rayhan,
and seeing if they can help us with acquiring a certain magical item or having it constructed. And how we necessarily bring up the scroll is another matter, but
sure, yeah. So you seek an audience, and you are swiftly granted it again. As the heroes of Kelmarine, it doesn't really do the trade princess any good keeping you standing on ceremony when she owes her position entirely to your efforts. At this point, it's mostly Selenia that she's referring to, but
the only original survive.
I have a feeling Selenia is going to make it through to the very end.
Yeah.
Not for lack of trying on my part, though.
You never know. An old friend might return.
Yes.
That's still in the possibilities of realism. He's out there somewhere.
All right.
We lost someone. Don't know.
Yes, we did.
It's Thyell.
That would be a Jack.
He's not needed. So do not worry, he isn't needed.
Alright, give me just a moment, guys. Thyell, we are ending shortly, within an hour, but you will be still part of this.
Yeah, but I'm fairly sure Pathrax would still probably say no on that one.
I'm back, and what am I going to say no on?
If I can use a string instrument, even though I don't have performed string yet, which I'm thinking I would not because I'm not familiar with it.
Correct.
I'll just wait until the next level and then get myself performed string.
Right. You do need performed string to make performed string checks.
I was just wondering that. I was wondering because there is some perform with music, if it could be substituted at some type of a penalty, like -4 or something like that.
So the instruments themselves are two entirely different types. Lyre is a string instrument, so like plucking with the strings, and a flute is completely because it's more air, and you're just pressing the various valves. It is a very different type of instrument.
That would be like saying. That would be like saying, "Hey, you're a blacksmith. Can't you build me a house? You both make things."
Yeah. No, my example was that it's like you being able to play an electric guitar because you once played the recorder. Doesn't work like that.
You still understand the basic theory behind music, what sounds good, and how to read music, how to potentially compose. You have some of that understanding where you're not gonna. Are you going to be able to pick it up and immediately use it? No, but you wouldn't necessarily. But you might still have something like half or something your ranks in it, and at least have some understanding of it. That's all I'm saying.
I would have the ability to understand music.
If this were a knowledge check, you would be on the right realms, because it is the act of performing. It is physically performing that act when Eliza has no idea how to create chords or strums, half strums, the placement of her fingers. That is all something specific to perform string, compared to the placement of her fingers for the openings of a flute and how to control her breath.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. If you're saying things along the lines of being able to, the knowledge and stuff like that would still apply. Yeah,
Yes.
I can definitely see that. I'm not arguing at all. I agree.
So she could read the music that is meant for a string piece, but she could not perform the string piece because she has no idea how to create those notes.
I can learn how to do that, but that's what's reflected in skill ranks.
Yes, yes.
Anyways, okay. So, you have arrived at Alma's to inquire in regards to Rayhan and the Lyre of Building.
Unless somebody has some of a good reason, a good way of bringing up the scroll to him.
You can't eat peanuts. You're allergic. If you die, who's going to drive me home? I'm not going to
Thyell?
eat JPL. When the Ranger mission finally had a successful launch, there were peanuts in the room.
We hear you.
Have them at every lunch.
Can someone mute him?
Like a silly superstition.
We can hear you watching Big Bang Theory, mate.
I love a tradition. Okay, pull over at the next peanut store.
There we go. Alright.
What have you done?
Alright. Come in, friends. What can I help you with?
I'm sorry, I need to shut Jack off. I cannot hear a damn thing.
Oh, sorry. I only did that. There you go.
There we go. If he has something important to add, he'll message us. If not... Anyway, sorry. Please continue.
Alma has just asked you what she can help you with.
All right. We were hoping to meet with. Sorry, I lost the name again.
Rayhan.
We're looking for an exotic magical item and hoping to speak to somebody who has ties with merchants as well as mages that might be able to either help us find this or get it made. And we heard somebody named whatever the name is.
Yes, I have an old friend, Rayhan. He's made himself a merchant of various reputes nowadays.
I heard these days and then nothing.
L minus 10. 9. What are you doing? It's T minus. I was an astronaut. We used
Thyell.
But this is a Saturn V. When they launched those, they said T minus. It's my rocket. We're doing it my way.
Are we getting?
No, Thyell, we can still hear you.
I think I'm getting an idea.
We can still hear your show.
Oh,
Turn it off, or we turn your sound off again.
I've muted him.
I don't know how. I'm muting my microphone. It's not. Can you guys still hear me?
We can hear you now.
I don't know how. I'm muting my microphone.
Not sure, but it seems like you got it fixed.
Diverting through your speakers rather than your mic.
Are you? Check your Discord. Is the microphone?
He's got it fixed, guys. He got it fixed.
Well,
I just need to put my phone on charge.
Here, I can write you a letter of introduction for him, and you can go to Katabash. And as much as I love my city-state, I must say this with a little trepidation. There is very little that you can't find for sale, in Katapesh.
I believe that.
I will send Garavel an escort with you, and just to make sure that you arrive safely, and the roads being what they are now, so with the release of their leader. And before I forget, I've been so busy, I forgot to give this to you last time. Alma reaches under her desk and pulls out 3 bags. This is for you, as thanks for dealing with the Carrion King.
Thank you.
Many
Take the bag without obviously looking in the content. I'm assuming it's a bag for each of us.
Correct. And what you all find are bags of gemstones. You roughly guess that it's about 2,500 gold worth.
I'll put that in other currency.
2,500 gold.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I am willing to contribute my this the liar thing.
Still got some platinum pieces as well.
Well,
And
I used up a lot of my money, but I have a little bit.
of course, the construction, if that is what it comes to, I'm sure Rehan will deal fairly with you. He's a good friend of mine. Have you had a chance to think of adding to your party, or are you satisfactory with your current members?
We would actually be looking for others to join us.
You may wish to visit the battle market then. There's a number of apt fighters there that could definitely prove their worth.
Yeah.
And if
go
my
there?
report is correct, and she shuffles some papers around. Yes, here it is. There's one individual, a Butter, shakes her head at the oddity of the name, who serves as the spokesperson for these undeclared individuals. He is quite well connected by my notes.
If it's the butter that I'm already familiar with, then I would certainly agree.
All right. Well, you let me know when you wish to leave for Katapesh, and I will have Garavel mount the caravan. And since your form is not quite adept at camel riding, do you wish?
I can.
Would you
I
wish
can
for?
deal with that. I can.
Well, I was going to offer. We do have a carriage that is large enough that could hold you if you wish.
How likely have bandits been to dealing with carriages versus people just riding on camels?
There's not so much bandits as it is stray packs of gnolls and leftovers. Bandits have all but been eradicated from the land. The few that do exist are mere pockets of 2 or 3. The armed guard that I shall send should have them hiding under their rocks.
Admittedly speaking, I would not complain to having having something to cover me. A roof would be nice.
Perfect. Then just say the word when you are ready to leave, and they shall escort you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I guess we're gonna head to the battle market, and finding butter and all that, and seeing what we can Find
I
out.
guess we could do that before going to Katapesh. One thing you will say is when words Katapesh are mentioned, Meredith looks slightly uneasy about that. She'll sigh. Oh, I thought I'd got rid of that place. And then she'll sort of follow on after you.
Okay. So you guys approach the battle market, and it is a bustling avenue of commerce. It is essentially the fantasy equivalent of a mall. Stalls set up on all levels, and in the center still stands the ring, but it's a much more civilized version where the bouts are more to demonstrate skill rather than bloodshed. It's an advertisement for guards and mercenaries, and a way to relieve some stress, get some practice, some work. And of course, there's the odd fighting tournament every so often with a sizable purse at the end. And you lot are able to find Butter on the main floor, watching one of these encounters meant to showcase the individual's skills. I'm gonna make my own accent for him because I can't remember what his original accent was. Hey there. What can I do you for? Haven't seen you in a while.
I don't know how well you remember Thyell,
Cheeky fella.
but
Always ran
him
ahead.
among our other companion was lost when we went to deal with the Carrion King.
A shame.
Obviously, there's still quite a bit of Knoll activity, among other things that we still need to deal with. We are looking for some promising recruits that we might be able to help us.
I got two in mind for you. Of course, there's a finder fee for recommendations course, if you like them. Let me send for them quick. Turns around and mutters something to someone who was standing nearby, and someone none of you actually noticed until that moment. The man scurries off and shortly returns with two individuals in tow. Right. First one here. Her name's Sarah. Go on, love. Introduce yourself.
She looks like she's on the verge of tears. Hello. I'm Sarah. Please, pleasure to meet you. And she gives a really awkward bow.
I'll have like a warm chuckle, just a warm smile. It's perfectly okay.
She looks at you. She's absolutely petrified of, or looks like she's petrified of Meredith and Eliza, but doesn't seem to have any strong feelings against Selenia. She's looking at you, at the two of you, and sort of just looking away again.
Seems to be your trouble. You young lady. I mean, we scare you, eh?
All humans scare me.
Ah, I'll come up
You're
to
all
her.
barbarians.
I'll come up to her and I will put my arm around her and
Yeah,
say,
no, I'll step back away
That's
from
probably
you.
not the good
no,
idea right now.
I'll come up to her quite close, a bit more closely, and say, I don't mean to hurt you. And I'll sort of lower my voice a little bit and say, all humans are human, if you know what I mean. Then I walk away again. Back again.
What race are they apparently?
I'm wearing a cloak, so you can't see much of my features. You can just see that I'm a small, young human-like girl.
So human.
However,
So-
my skin color's a little bit off for a human.
Thank you. That's
Probably
kind
one
of
of-
the point I was getting at.
Either a
And one of
Fey
the
or an
and
elf.
one of the things that you do notice is one of my eyes are closed.
If we can see your
There's no
face.
scar. Well, there is a scar across one of my eyes, and one of my eyes is closed. It's quite a nasty looking scar as well. Healed, but it's a really nasty looking scar.
What's your specialized talent, young lady? A fighter? Are you a magician?
Oh, both.
Oh,
Both.
you've seen some trouble by the looks of it. Scar looks quite nasty. I should imagine the injury from that would have been quite horrific.
It was done by one of the people of my half of my kind.
Oh,
I'm I'm a hybrid. I'm a hybrid of two races that should never exist.
Excuse me for a moment.
there's nothing wrong with a hybrid.
You're the
In fact,
first
they
human
could be
who's
quite
ever said.
good. In fact, it can be quite fun,
Rather
having
beneficial.
beneficial, having two different types of race running through you. It can be interesting.
I look at you. There's something quite off about you. You smell like her. And I'll point to Selenia.
Like I say, we all have our secrets. Not all humans are human. Yes, I like you.
If I may ask, my dear, what type of magic do you do?
I uh lightning mostly. But I can
Fascinating.
do a few things. I I I shoot I shoot my magic through my arrows. You can tell she's got a very, very ornate, beautiful looking bow strapped over her shoulders.
Very beautiful indeed. I somewhat know a little bit of magic myself.
As you sort of look at my bow, I'll sort of like turn so the bow disappears a little bit and sort of shy away from you.
Don't worry. I'm not one for using the bow. I've somewhat of a priestess, you see, though one that is able to confer magic through the medium of music.
What? What? What's it?
That voice got a bit choppy.
What? What's music?
Perhaps a little
Oh,
demonstration then would be in order. If that is all right with everybody else, of course.
I'll say, don't have to ask me for permission, Eliza.
So, do you want me to do a normal performance check then, Oh, terribly sorry. That was part of my brother's funeral playlist.
Sorry, just autoplayed it. It's fine. No, you just obviously you can just play a tune normally.
Yeah, well, it's the fact is that it's quite a very extremely clear one, especially with the golden flute.
Exactly.
Yeah, the amount's so high it would not screw up in any way, shape, or form. So I'd just play a little something from my people. Be singing you the song, play you the song of my people.
Toto from Africa starts playing.
Yeah.
I can't summon the rains down in Africa.
As I hear you sort of playing, I sort of start to get a little smile on my face. This is something I've never heard anything like this before. Like never.
Yes. So once I finish, yes, it's a special little thing. This I can also use it to help people out as well. I can also help them feel courage that they never knew that they had.
I can improve on people's abilities, make people stronger, quicker, um, um, lots of other things too. Um, you sort of you hear like a really sort of like crackly voice, right? And it just sort of shouts at you, "Stop scaring her!"
A puzzled look on my face. What was that?
You see just like this, like a head sort of like pops out from under her cloak and looks at you. As soon as you see it, you just swear that you're seeing a little ball of electric, like a little ball of lightning. But looking a little
Is
bit,
that a wisp of
looking
some sorts?
looking a little bit
Probably a
closer,
wisp.
you notice that it starts to resemble more like a fox type thing.
I'd probably recognize the type of creature that it is.
It's a Raijo.
Yeah, so I'd probably be somewhat familiar with it.
Yeah, basically a pure. It's basically a lightning elemental from the lightning. Basically, it's a creature made up of electricity.
I'd probably be saying like, "Oh my, now aren't you just full of surprises?" I quite like you.
This is Jolt. He's very protective of me.
Well, it's certainly a pleasure to meet both of you.
Oh,
Oh, by the way, Pathrax, can you give me a character sheet for Jolt, please?
Yes, I'll give you that later.
He's a combatant.
Well, it can be, but I would probably never
Oh, he's
use
a
Jolt as a combatant.
familiar.
Yeah.
So yeah, you'd need it for his own spell list, probably.
Yes. Right.
I can't wait for you guys to learn about one of my best abilities.
Well,
It's so fucking helpful.
can see you two have already got a bond. That's good for me. Now there's this one.
Why the hell would you recommend a shy little awkward girl like me? You've probably seen what happened with Mo, to be fair.
Because
well,
I get
mate,
paid.
you've been hanging on his coattails, ready to. He wants you gone.
So, the other person?
Hey, if you want your stick back, best start selling yourself.
Okay, if you must. A step forward in front of you is a fairly average-looking half-elf with brown hair and wearing just some chainmail with like a leather jerkin. He steps forward and offers his hand out for a handshake. Hello there. I'm Yaren. Nice to meet you.
I'll take a step forward and return the handshake. Eliza Asuyo. Pleasure to make your acquaintance.
It's no problem.
Probably just quickly step forward as well, so you were introducing and say, like my hand, say, Meredith and Dragon. Nice to meet you.
Selenia with a bow to her head. Won't shake unless an arm is extended.
After all the introductions, he'll lower his arm back and go, so I believe that you are in need of someone to travel with and assist you in some form of
Yeah.
I imagine, fairly dangerous work.
Oh, you could say that. She'll sort of chuckle as she says it.
Yes.
We just finished defeating the Carrion King and several of his elite forces.
Ah, I see. Quite impressive. I've tried with several individuals and groups, but I can't say I've ever done anything quite as noteworthy as that. But if you wish, I am quite at your assistance. I am I would say, a warrior of some skill.
What is it that you wield?
A large hammer.
He
says
That's
he-
one way of
rather
pointing
than-
at it. Here. Let's show it. And Butter whistles, and 3 men come out holding very, very barely holding a massive club.
When you said a hammer, did you mean a pillar?
Everyone says that. It's as he'll like as the 3 men come closer, he'll take it in one hand, lift it up onto the other, and then sling it onto his shoulder, so it's just holding over it. Well, this is Gaia's fury. I picked it up in my travels, and it's helped me ever since. And don't worry, it's a lot more wieldy than you'd expect.
Well,
So I would imagine.
Certainly need someone lead the line somewhat. So we could just fill that spot.
Yes, indeed. We have lost a warrior, lost a good warrior. My brother was the one who fell. He was a great swordsman.
That I cannot disagree, Eliza. In the arse, but a good swordsman nonetheless.
Family always is. Perhaps you will be able to, well, I may be a little biased, so you might not be able to fill his shoes entirely, but I'm willing to let you try.
I may not be as graceful or quick-handed as as some of the swordsmen in this region, but a few things will survive a hit or two with this. As he pats his weapon.
Meanwhile, in the fire plane, Thyell's head starts to inflate from all the praise he's being given.
Much so,
Actually, it is a lie.
I mean,
It's like he's in another plane. It's the only place
I think even on the fire plane, even before the fire plane, he was around hot air. So, you know.
I mean, to be fair, I did one shot quite a few things. Killed
Yes.
Carrion King, one shot Sandcrawler.
Once again, you did about was it 15% of the damage?
Doesn't
One
matter.
shot.
Still killed him.
You say
He
you didn't.
killed him. It's a one shot. It doesn't matter about the fact that somebody else softened him up.
And also had his ass saved on more than one.
Numerous occasions.
Oh,
Anyhow, let's get back to the point at hand.
yes. They seem certainly very capable individuals.
Do.
Really? You're calling my character capable?
Really
Even
depends-
even Seraph looks at you, questioning you.
This will turn to sort
Have
of look at
faith in me,
Selenia.
child. Don't worry.
What do you think, Selenia? Peter,
It's
give
dangerous.
them a try.
Actually, that's a question. How old is your character, Jack, in appearance?
A kid, like
Oh, great!
12.
Child soldiers! Marvelous!
like
Here we
you
go,
probably pick anywhere between 9 to 12.
I didn't know.
Wait,
we-
what?
Yeah,
It's okay, guys. Jack is just playing a lolly. It's fine.
you would look, and you would think she was between the age of 9 and 12.
Great. Auntie Meredith, Auntie Eliza,
I'm just
great,
more-
and great Grandma Selenia.
It's dangerous. That's why I mentioned the Carrion King.
I've never been in I've only ever been in one big fight before. Uh, um, I think I can help.
Don't worry, you'll have friends by your side. You won't be doing it alone.
I think they should travel with us to Katapesh. See how they go.
Yes. Get you out to see some of the world as well.
I mean, looks can be deceptive. Abilities.
And I'm sure everything's fine. I mean, they're here in the city and everything, but while we're at it, why don't we do the standard paladin thing of detecting evil on these fellows?
Oh, but of course, Selenia.
I currently have no real reason to doubt what they are, especially not Seraph. I've got no reason to.
So I can't remember. Jaren, Seraph, either of you evil?
Yeah, I'm evil.
Oh, are you really?
No, you detect evil from this little girl.
Well,
She drops the axe. Oh, fine, I'll drop the axe.
you should know from anime, Jack, just because they're short and little does not mean they're pure, absolute, unadulterated evil.
Very, very true.
Right. So, you said that Katapesh is to be your next destination.
Unfortunately, yes.
There are many benefits to traveling to a large city, particularly from a more desolate area as this. But I would be quite happy to join you. I have felt a little stagnant staying here. I feel
Stuffy with the environment.
something of that nature. I feel the call to travel.
Ah, yes, I
Well,
know
you'll
it
certainly
well.
you'll get a lot of trouble with us.
Meanwhile, Butter actually approaches and kind of pulls Sunny off to the side. Listen here. Little one, Seraph. Don't let none of them hear, but got a bit of a soft spot for that one. Terrible crap she's been put through. All because of who her freaking parents were. Belated blighters. She's got some real potential in that one. And it'd do me heart good if I knew she was with someone like you who knows how to survive in a harsh world like this. I've seen 4 people around you pass, and you're still here. My money's on you.
What the hell was that?
I'm getting another call.
Sorry about that. Yes, I'd like to see the extent of her magic powers, and if I can, I might want her to channel them further.
Well, I certainly know about parental issues, so
Yes,
it's a
but we
thing.
must remember she is not her parents.
Oh, no, I don't mean it like that. I mean, I know what it's like to have dick parents.
Hmm. But don't
Uh,
worry. Yes, we will definitely do our best for her.
That
Yeah.
was only to Selenia, but
Oh,
Well,
you never specified earlier.
yeah, I did. I said butter pull Selenia aside.
Oh, it must have been a voice crackle or something, because I did not hear that.
Okay. But yeah, I know. Butter's told that to Selenia only.
Most of
Doesn't
what
actually
I did
know
say,
you
though, I
two.
probably would have said to Meredith anyway. Mostly about just she's not mostly about wanting to train her up a little bit if possible, or see what she can do. I would have said that anyway.
Train her up. You don't need to train her at all.
I
She's been
mean,
through more shit than any of you have.
Your character's a little.
after that night Meredith have, there's a different kind of training available.
yes. Yeah. Moving on.
Trust me, this is going to go to a genre that or a tag that absolutely nobody wants attached to us.
She's going to try to figure out. She's still figuring out what it was that happened and who he was with. All she knows is it was fun. For balancing. Anyway, yeah.
Oh, dear.
Don't forget, Selenia has a way of fixing those pesky thoughts and things.
Pethrax, just quickly, is Butter human?
He was short.
No, he
I
was.
think
He was
he's
not.
gnome.
He was halfling.
No more half.
I
Yeah.
was about to say, of the time I have played with them, I don't think they ever really do a human character, really.
If we're about to set off,
no, no, wait, man on man action. No, that's not quite. But
What?
And everyone goes, wait, what?
it's the fact that I probably know what that means, and I don't know if that were. So that's
I
the
mean,
sequel you were talking about with Meredith.
I mean, I know what that means, but whatever.
No,
I have
that's just
no
a joke.
fucking clue.
It's like, that fucking caught me off guard.
Yayo. Is that W-A-I?
No,
Yaoi. Yowie.
It's man on man action.
Yeah.
And it's a joke.
Yeah, boy love.
Yeah. No, that definitely isn't Meredith.
That's the secret, or what's human is not always human.
Yeah.
Well, Eliza, you actually saw something very unexpected when Meredith was a dragon.
Let's just say I've got a very active imagination. Trust me, it's a magical, wonderful
Yeah,
place
no.
that can rival most planes.
Anyways. All right. We are going
if we're about to head off, before we do head off, I'm just going to turn and run over to Butter and give him just jump at him and just give him a massive hug.
Get off. They're looking. Go on. You'll be safe with these ones.
Thank you for taking.
Thank you for your help, Butter.
Right. I'll send my finder fee to you later.
As we're walking away, I'm just jumping and waving at you.
I'm still. Yeah, Selenia's still not going to be quite sure about why Seraphim was selected, but sure. I mean,
It's more weirder for me, believe it or not. Not in character, but in real life.
You will all get a demonstration shortly. So, don't worry.
Yeah, that's not the
But you
reason
say shortly, you mean in 3 months' time?
Well, maybe only 2. Because I can do every other, basically. Because August is going to be a nightmare. but September should be pretty quick and clean.
Okay.
And actually, that begs the question: September 4th.
I was about to suggest that being the first Saturday of the month. So yeah, that'd be a good one.
I currently don't have any plans yet.
Yeah, I think that works for me.
Yeah, because I think October. I think I do. At
Yeah,
least I think there's one thing I've got planned in October.
I can't say I have any plans in advance that are at that time, so that should be fine.
No. The only plans that I've got from this point onwards are in October. So September works for me.
Yeah. 'cause
So
I think
the first
September works for me as well. I should think. Yeah, not a problem.
Yeah.
So the long weekend of September, the Saturday.
Yep, September the 4th.
Yep, it's good for me.
All right. Well, thank you all for another adventurous session. Quite a bit long. We dealt with some deaths. One that wasn't actually expected. Full disclosure.
It really was expected.
Well,
by
no,
George.
actually, my plan was not for Thyell to die. The plan was actually for you guys to fight your way out, and for Thyell to go back to his village. You and George threw you guys a loop, and you all ended up trusting him, and he pulled a hoodwink, and what he was going to do, depending on my role, was teleport, jack the scroll, teleport back, and then you all would have to fight him to get Thyell back. Unfortunately, I rolled horrendously high on the encounter table.
And gave him a great worm.
Yeah, that was not part of the plan. I was thinking, a fire elemental, something CR 10 or below, not CR 23.
Even some of a fight to have to deal with, but not outright.
Surely you would have made. Hang on a minute. Now, surely if that was the case, you would have at least chosen something that the worst of it would have at least have been something somewhat manageable.
I didn't choose. I rolled on the encounter table.
Yeah, for
That's
the
just the way it goes.
Because there were so many things that could have been there. Here, let me pull up the list here.
What number did you actually roll to get the great worm? Was that like 100 or something?
That was a 93.
90. Oh. Because I know, was it like some random stuff you can probably get like a unicorn or a bloody oasis?
Yeah.
What was
for a while.
Fire to ask.
Yeah.
Okay,
I still just
here
find
we
it
go.
weird
That's
that we've
plane of
now got a
water.
character
Okay,
that
so yeah, the number 100 is 1d8 fire whales.
Sounds
doesn't mean much to me, unfortunately.
I'm pulling them up. Okay, fire whale. Here it is. A CR16 creature. Waves of searing heat ripple from the stony, gem-encrusted hide of this enormous whale-like beast. It is colossal. Over 300 hit points, AC of 30, has a flaming body, immune to fire, paralysis, poison, and sleep. Its special attacks is magma spray. Once every 1d4 rounds as a standard action, a fire whale can spew a burst of magma and scalding ash from its blowhole in either a 90-foot cone or a 30-foot radius around the fire whale. Does 96 points of fire damage and 96 points of bludgeoning damage, and create difficult terrain around it. And there would be 1d8 of them.